Welcome to the GRG Podcast, where you get all the latest gaming news, hot topics, and more. With guest Triple Cup Chuck, Livewires Gaming, 108 Dragons TV, Bloody Knuckles, Operations Op, 100, Live, and your host, K Mega 405. The GRG Podcast
starts right now.
Let's go. The GRG podcast is live. Let's do it, baby. Whoa, we doing it live tonight. I cannot wait. We're going to have one hell of a show. And I know my wife and her friend, and she's over here like, what the hell is that fool doing in there yelling like that? But
it's every week. Just tell her she should know it's every week.
She should know by now.
The internet shut down. What are you talking about?
And just like that, I disrupted the intro. Great.
Yeah, I like, what are you talking
Team
about?
player,
Yeah, I like
team
everything
player.
is going. Team player. All right, anyway, we are here. We are live, man. Welcome. Having a good time. Hope everybody's had a great week. It's Memorial Day weekend, man. I hope everybody stays safe. Don't get out there being a fool, talking about I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that, I'm finna go find everything, I'm finna do this. If you do, wear a mask, protect yourself, and wish you luck, bro. That's all I can tell you. I've had to go to the cemetery myself, but, you know, social distancing. Got to do it. This stuff is still here, people. Be safe. Anyway, without further ado, man, let's get to the panel because we do have quite a few things to discuss. And we also have a person that was in here just a couple of weeks ago. He came back because when we're talking about fighters, this man wants to jump in and talk about that life. So, I mean, that's going to be the very first topic. So we're going to knock that out, and then we're going to get to the nitty gritty because there's some pretty interesting things that we have to talk about, including what Ryan McCaffrey had to say about Halo. Can't wait to see what the panel's got to say about that. But let's go on to my main man here, guest, but really kind of like a family member because he's been in the DMs with us from like day one. What's up with you, Lawrence? LG, what's happening with you, man?
What's up? Hey, world, what's good? It's your boy LG, and I'm here live for another exhilarating show. I know, man. K Mega got his drink, and I know K Mega and 100's in here too. So y'all gonna be going back and forth. I already know that's what's about to happen, dog.
No, I think me and 100's gonna be united on quite a few topics. You know what I'm saying? I think I put a little. I ain't gamma green like my boy 100, but I mean after a podcast that I did last night, I'm over here tying some green clothes on right now. I'm telling you, boy. But anyway, where can they find you at for the people that's just now listening to you? Go ahead and shout that out right now.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm just lurking around on Twitter, 210LG, Facebook, 210LG. Also, Mixer and Twitch, which is where I'm going to be streaming at in a little bit. So I just wanted to come through and say hey to everybody.
No doubt. You know what?
Hello,
there's a reason why there's no gameplay. I will explain that once I let everybody starts talking. There was a reason behind that. Look at Lemon. He's over here watching. I appreciate that. There's a reason why there's a black screen right there. There's a new segment that I'm going to be doing. It's not going to be all the time. I didn't get a chance to really tell the crew because we kind of got late to connecting and talking about topics and stuff like that. But I do want to do this and let people see this. And so just, while we're doing introductions, having a black screen, it shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, let's get on to the rest of the panel. 108 Dragons, thank you for your concern. Everything is cool, but like I said, I'll explain that. What's going on with you, bro?
Nothing, just ready to get these topics on.
Why you got your echo voice on?
Huh?
Why are you on your B Shadows right now?
He's on top of Mount Olympus. That's
yeah, what's going on, bro? And you talking low on top of that.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Okay.
Can't wait to get to these topics.
All right.
You got that reverb on. You ain't.
Yeah, I know. What's going on? What's happening, bro? I mean, what's wrong with you?
I just woke up.
You took your pill, didn't you? Oh, you already took it. Well, you need to
woke
turn
up.
that echo thing off, bro.
There is none. It's just my regular USB mic. I don't know what it is. It might be you.
Got the sound box on.
Oh no, you got that sound box on. Maybe that voice ain't real. Maybe you had that when I met you in person. Maybe you had that voice, that little little voice.
Only box 100 know about is the box he wish he had. Facts.
Oh man. Anyway, thank you, Red Mist, for the embers. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hype. All right. Well then, let's move on, man. Six Slayer, what's going on with you, bro?
I don't know. I feel real confused right now. What
I,
the hell is this
I don't
going
know.
on?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. That boy better start checking
Oh,
around. He
my
needs to
bad.
wake up.
I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Wake
Nah,
up.
that was from me shooting my episode at the end. I'm sorry, I
Uh,
didn't even know that was on.
I,
I
I
hit that
mean,
stream deck.
he got
That's what I
defensive.
was like. Reverb. What the hell
You
they
got
talking about?
you got defensive quick, boy. It's like instantaneous. He's like,
When he said reverb, I'm like, wait a minute. There's only one thing that does
I
voices.
said
Hold on.
my boy's on his T-Pain. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, buy you a drink. Ooh,
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
ooh. All right, you
I'm like,
good,
what the
man.
hell are they talking about?
You good. You good.
The voice
So
is
what's up with you,
I had to hit
Slayer?
that stream deck.
Yeah, yeah.
Same, man. I feel a little acid reflux. I just had to grab me a Tums, a
Oh,
little some
showing your
piece.
age.
Yeah, I guess. I'm all right.
He got them sapase ulcers. He fronting.
Woof.
I
Woof.
got that.
Woof. Woof. Anyway.
Gotta
All
get
right, man,
those.
let's get on to it. Operations
More
Op,
fire.
what's up with you, bro? What's happening? What's happening, man? You the graduate? What's going on with you?
Not much, just chilling. I got back in State of Decay 2 right now, so I've been grinding up that, getting ready for the Dread mode. That's something else right there. Like, they added new difficulty modifiers a couple months ago, and they ain't playing with that one, man. It's crazy.
Nice. All right. Cool. And then PK Live, what's happening with you, brother?
Happy Friday, family and friends. Glad to be here. Knocking out that Streets of Rage, about the 100% that game. Just got one achievement left.
Oh, what game was that?
Streets of Rage 4.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
That's a hard game to 100%. I'm gonna get it done by this weekend.
Go ahead and get it done, bro. I beat it, but I got to go back and I got to get the rest of the characters. I only got 2. I need to get the others. I don't know if I'm going to go for the 1,000. I just, the more if I can play online with other people, that'll be cool. But that's not the total goal. But man, I commend anybody that does that. Man, thank you, Stega man, so much, man. You said GRG best damn podcast. Facts. I love it, man. Thank you guys for the support, no doubt.
Facts.
And then last but not least, man, our man 100 in the building, man. What's going on?
I
with
already
you?
know it's 100. Hey, till that. I'm sorry. That's gonna be forever stuck with me. I don't care what.
The original
my-
intro was hot. Yeah, the original intro was hot till YouTube copyrighted, copy claimed his ass.
It was hot too. I got a little hot and they wanted some money.
Yeah, they wanted that money. They was like, Yeah, no.
You want to make like an EDM remix like everybody other channels do.
Anyway, so what's up with you, 100?
Man, over here, man, chilling, man. No, I've been gone for 2 weeks. Got to take care of some business, go out of town. You know what I'm saying? Stop a couple of ponies around.
In real life, you know what I'm saying?
No, but
walking around
this over here
slapping
loving the
horses, man, that's
shower.
animal abuse.
Some baby powder.
Yeah.
He's up here loving the shower versus Wu-Tang, man. I'm up here. This game addictive.
Oh
Got a
yeah,
nice little
Shaolin
learning
Wu-Tang.
curve.
Hey, speaking of that, you know what? I'm glad that you did. That's why I went to you last. Is because this is what I wanted to do. I want to kind of show people not. I can't do it every week because time restraints. I don't know what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there, but I do want to do this, and right here I'm going to show it right now, and it is we're going to start this new segment to start the show on certain games that people might not know about. It's called the Video Game Showcase, man. And what we're going to do is give a shout out to Shaolin versus Wu-Tang. I know I've showed this game off, but there's still a lot of people who don't know about it. So I want to do that to more smaller titles that people haven't got a chance to get to see, and then we'll kick into our gameplay and other stuff that I'll be showing. But I want people I want to do this more often. So if people want to hit me up in the DMs, or if anybody on the panel, they want to tell me about a certain game that I might not know about, and if I don't have that particular game, I could definitely throw in a trailer or something so we can get people to start paying attention to some of these other titles out here that deserves a lot of love. I mean, because there's not a lot of people talking about that. And I guarantee you, if this was on PlayStation, then this would be talked about. And it's it's a really fun game. It's really cool. I can't wait for the next iteration to come to the Series X. But yeah, man, this is only one person, just like the guy that's working on Bright Memory. I know a lot of people's getting a lot of giving him a lot of props, and then there's another person that's working on a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which is the Soul Aside, I believe. He's only one person, but this is only one person that's worked on this fighter. And every game, and I've been buying all of his games since the very one where he had Shonuff as the first, as the like the main character on it. When like his first game I seen, and they've been progressing, getting better and better and better and better. So this is what I want to do. I want to try to get this out to the public, let people know more about these type of smaller titles, and just let people get to see it and get to experience it before we start just showing the main stuff that we normally do. So anyway, without that being said, oh, I see Livewire came in, the king of the Dolphins. What's up with you, bro?
Nah, much chilling. Pretty much just been playing that Shaolin versus Wu Tang with the little one.
Mm-hmm.
She really like playing that game, but her fish like she played with a couple of characters, but she really only like usually I think it's when he just be like, oh, like she get a kick out of that every time she play that game.
Nice, excellent. But that's all right. All right, so let's get into the very first topic. Thank you so much, I can't say that.
Alethea.
Alethea, thank you. Let me be country because I'm already starting to sip on this in this cup, and whatever I drunk, it was
Here we go.
strong.
Slow down. We don't want you to turn to Obama, then turn to Trump.
It's
Oh, damn.
it's a little tequila, so I mean it's and people that's bad.
Oh boy, here we go again,
I took no. I'm gonna be simple on this because I took a sip of it and I was like, Lord, Lord. Anyway, should have got my crown.
All right, children, we want to let you know that it's not okay to drink and drive, please.
Drink milk and water. Anyway, so thank you so much for the embers. I definitely appreciate it. She said, "Hi, all, happy Friday," and there's a big treasure chest of just goodness. So thank you so much. Anyway, okay. So all right. I will say this too, and then we'll get to the very first topic. Manny the Gray asked me, he says, why did I even entertain King Thrash last night? He's a clown. Okay, so check this out. So last night it was kind of just out of the blue. No, I got hit up and I got hit up by Thrash, and he asked me, did I want to come on to his podcast? And I said, yeah, when you have it. And so he, and so he says, well, we could do it right now if you want to.
Real quick, K Mega, let me guess.
Yeah.
Did he ask you some like borderline, like crazy, like you want dildos in the butt?
No, live. Let's not get started with that. No.
Always
like live. No. Come on. We can't do that.
Bro, I'm not exactly.
I know. I've heard about how weird he can get. I know. But no, he didn't ask me that. He didn't ask me that question.
I'm not like throwing shade. Like, he literally.
That's crazy. But no, he did not ask me anything like that. But no, he was actually cool. When in the DMs, he would say, "Look, I just want to talk, get an Xbox person's perspective or whatever." And I'm like, "Look, I'm a gamer, but hey, Xbox is my primary
what he
console."
said was, "I got this woman oil. You want to rub my feet?"
Okay, so maybe you need to go back to bed, Lemon. Maybe you need to go back to because the first two things that you said are completely left. Is not. Go back. Maybe you need to get out of here and then come back and restart.
He said, "You want to get jumped? You want to go jump 1-on-10?"
Okay, so all right, so what did he said? He wanted to do 1-on-1. He wasn't going to have people jump on me, stuff like that, or whatever. That's what he said to the DM.
1-on-1 with them.
And when we started the show, everything was actually cool. It was kind of like a 1-on-1. And then I guess the more that I kept saying the stuff that they didn't want to hear, then there was people that was constantly popping in. And then, of course, there was Sick Humor at the end of the show that just, because it was keeping it cordial. Actually, King Thrash was keeping it cordial. It was fun, the back and forth and stuff like that. But then the Sick Humor came in and he was being, you retarded, you don't know anything about this and that. And it was just yelling. And I was and I asked him a question. Like, hey, is the Xbox Series X, which one is better, the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 overall? I said, and he couldn't answer that question. He kept asking me, he kept telling me, which one are you talking about? Break it down and what you mean. Which thing is power? I said overall. So can you give me a, since you know everything, so can you tell me which system, which console is better overall? And he refused to answer that. So I was kind of like, all right, this dude over here wanted to get, because it got all about SSDs and stuff like that. It was really crazy at the end. And then it was like over 3 hours, and I was like, man, I got to prep for GRG, man. I got to get out of here. But overall, you know what I'm saying, it was cool. I already knew what to expect. The chat was crazy pro
Hostile.
PlayStation, but yeah,
Yo,
they were
man.
hostile, but it was all good. And
Why this dude in here harassing you?
what are you
You
talking
didn't answer his questions. I'm gonna ask you a question. If PlayStation nuts are on your chin,
Okay, lemon. All right,
nah, son, he
man.
going hard, man.
I don't. Listen, chill. Okay, come on. All right. So anyway, just ignore it. But regardless, the point of the matter is that look, there was questions. The questions that I kept
Uh-oh.
answering.
Oh, he said, "Shut up." Hold on, bro.
Yeah,
Hold
look,
on. Wait a minute, bro.
we ain't doing it. That's what I'm saying. Why even feedback to any type of crazy
My
stuff like that?
feedback. He,
I don't know why I
So
didn't have
anyway, overall, I thought the experience was cool. I did ask them on the panel did they want to come on GRG. They said yeah. So we'll see. And so
No, we
hopefully
don't have
next.
none of them jokes. None of them.
No,
That's the
because
crumb side.
this no, hold on,
That's the
check this.
crumb side
But
jokes.
I get that, but hold on. But
And
this is
if
but hold on, fellas.
About to start a war.
No,
you
I'm
playing my
there. What? There is not a war. Come on now, stop. What I
man,
plan on
they play a
doing is
setup
that.
game. You got set up last night.
How did I get set up? I knew exactly what I was getting into. There was no setup. I knew
And
exactly
it
how
was
that
set
was
up
going
for
to
them
play
because
out.
they was like, oh, we got K Mega. When I went on there, that's all they kept on saying. Get your mans. And I
Good
saw you
looking, Iron Mike, smart guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said, no, I'm gonna get up and hold this on my own. I don't need nobody. And
Okay.
then I
So
start turning some of they dudes against them.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like every time that I had old dude when I asked the question back, or when I made a point back to him, then humor would come in and be in defense of him because I guess he's in the chat and he keeps saying that I'm lying and this and that and this and that. And it was just one of those things. Like
No, you public enemy
you're
number
not
one.
gonna win with those people. So, but you
But you public
you
enemy
still
number
say what you
one.
want to say. I don't care what. Okay, listen. Can I finish what I gotta say so we get to the topic? All right. So again, the point of the matter is that look, I've had these guys coming over. I'm going to try to have these guys come over, but the only difference is that look, there is no jumping. We're all going to have a discussion, and if they can't have a rational discussion without yelling or making something that that's going to try to turn crumb sidish, then it's not then it won't be possible. But the point of the matter is that I want the people, the listeners, and everyone to hear what their point of view is, and how can and what and when they're in a different environment that isn't about just all praise Sony, it's
yeah.
we're gonna see. So I want to see that, and then when you have other people that gives their own opinions, then we go from there. But there's no going to be no yelling and telling people this and that. That's not how we do it. That's not how we ever done it. We have our passionate moments, but we won't do anything like that. So anyway, I just wanted to make the point. I appreciate for the invite. I came on, I did my thing, and that was it. So what I'm saying, I'm not afraid to go on anybody's podcast. I've been on Weapon Wheel, of course. Uh, uh, I can't remember so many others, but I have no problem with being in
Some
anybody's
stuff is
podcast and
beneath
talking.
you, and they beneath you. They're welcome
Ah,
mats
man,
in a snowstorm
talking
with
if
mad mud on your boots.
if you're talking about gaming, I'm
They're
all
not talking
for it.
about gaming. They wanted you in there to throw shots
Okay.
and jump you.
I got you. But it was all good. But anyway, so let's
Keep
get on to the
on.
first topic, right? All right, so Evo. Killer Instinct is now back at Evo. And
Yes,
Evo,
sir.
and so now there's like a resurgence of Killer Instinct stuff going out. I know that on Twitch and other places. I know when we had Killer Instinct last week on Fight Night, there was a lot of people that came in, and man, I had to leave out. But you know what I'm saying, it's gotten to people's attention again. And so the question I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go to you first, Lawrence, is do you think that this is a possibility now for, because I know that we heard Ricari say on other podcasts and out in the open that they're not looking to they haven't talked about another Killer Instinct or anything of that nature, but will this perk their interest now because Evo seems to now accept it? They didn't accept it in the beginning, but now it seems like they have a lot of love for it now. And will this catapult this game finally getting the just due that it deserves?
It should. If it hasn't already, it should have. And I think Killer Instinct was one of those games, and I'm saying this with as least amount of bias as possible because I do like the game, but I think this is one of those games that really should have never really fell off to begin with. Like it literally, to me, I felt like it had the makings of a really good game, has a really good community. the net code. This is the reason why it's back at Evo, because guess what? It has one of the best net codes out of all the games, even over staples like Street Fighter 5. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, so this is something that should have been. It should have had love from inception. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was definitely it wasn't an easy game to get into, because honestly, they, even with all the accessibility features that they had in the game, I think it did a really good job of appealing to new people, with the auto combos and all of that shit. It was good, and I think it should have got a better reception than it did overall. But I'm actually glad that it's getting love now, you know, as it should have been, like it should have been. But I think it should, and it also should prompt for a sequel, you know, sometime soon. I hope.
Yeah, I don't. I just can't see Xbox passing on a game that was considered successful. Um, in my opinion, I have no idea. I mean, do you have anything else that you want to say on this before I move on to somebody else?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it could be either. I mean, it was successful, and and the way they did it was almost damn near ingenious, because it's like, okay, if you can buy the game, if you want to get everything, but if you don't want to get everything, or if you want to try it out, they cycle through a character every week, which is still going on to this day. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't have to worry about that, because I technically kind of bought it twice by accident, but anywho, but I got the game, and it's free. I think it's a good thing, but I think if they do make a sequel, they're definitely going to have to advance the storyline. They're going to definitely have to take a page from Mortal Kombat and actually integrate some kind of story, something, because the bare bones story stuff, or piecing stuff together, it may not work as well. So that's the way I feel about it.
All right, cool. All right, let me go to you, 108. What do you think about this news about, Killer Instinct getting this, uh, causing a lot of attraction, or just bringing in a lot of people's interest all of a sudden, just revitalizing, because this was an Xbox launch title, but it seems like it's building up momentum. You had um, one of the biggest fighting YouTubers out there, that was Maximilian Dude, that was coming out and saying, hashtag bring KI back. What do you think? Is it time for Xbox managements to actually take notice to this, because it seems like it's gotten back to getting popular again?
First of all, can you not pay attention to a game that sold 10 million? That's a fact.
Because people are stupid.
And for them to step away, or even just keep the momentum rolling, because it was a launch title. It received all these updates. It received all these characters down the road. It had seen growth, you know what I'm saying, in terms of content and levels and everything else. I've been preaching this game from day one. This is one of the very rare fighting games that was redone and has surpassed the originals by far. The originals wasn't like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything is getting right now it deserves. Because I've seen many other games advertised all day and ain't give you half what they have given. So it deserves everything. It deserves everything that it's getting. And I think Microsoft need to pay attention. And you don't have to give us two. Just keep building off what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Don't they need to they need to add some more ultimates to some more characters that ain't got.
I mean, that's all part of that add-on stuff. But I'm saying,
I'd rather them not add anything to this game and start working on the next game. You see what I'm saying? I mean, because if they're still working on this game, then that would show that they haven't even considered on working on a sequel. So I do like that it's quiet.
But this Killer Instinct don't even have a number. It was a reboot.
Right. Yeah, it's a reboot. Yeah.
I mean, working on the second part of a game would be excellent, but if they don't do that, I wouldn't mind levels and characters either. I think that would be awesome. It's better than nothing, because that's what it look like we getting.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I think when things are quiet for a while, then that gives a possibility of things to where they're not, because if they were still doing updates and stuff like that, we would definitely know that there wouldn't be any type of discussion for any for anything. And all of a sudden, if you've noticed, I don't know if you guys have been paid attention to the Killer Instinct site on Twitter, but it was dormant. It was absolutely quiet. There wasn't nothing. And then just last year, they popped out of nowhere and they started talking about stuff. And that gave me some thoughts of like,
Yeah,
okay,
they had an interview on it. That's right.
yeah, they had an interview,
they
and then
did.
they brought up something, and everybody was like, "Oh, I thought this was going to be," but they were talking about the updates that they were doing, and pretty much people were kept asking, and then they wanted to. I think it was kind of an interesting to see how many people in that chat would keep asking for a sequel, and everybody was smiling. They was excited because I think that they wanted to show upper management, Phil, whoever, that look, this game is just as important as any other of these games that's been on the Xbox. And even though I understand that it seems like that there's a plague on any game that came out for the first 3 years for Xbox, and they kind of seem like Xbox is almost abandoning them. I can't even say it. Never mind. Trying to forget about those games. But it's more of the thing to where it's like, okay, this game is still popular, and I think bringing it to Evo and getting a different reception than what it did when they brought it to Evo in the beginning, I think that might change some. I think that might change some minds. So,
and they should have, honestly, to be fair, at the beginning when they first did it in the Evo, that should have been the reception that they get now. It should have been it in the beginning. To be honest,
right.
if we're really talking about
they
it,
they booed them. They booed him the first time that they brought it up to Evo.
Exactly, and they
that was
shouldn't
crazy.
have.
Yeah,
I should have slapped that. I would have slapped everybody that said that shit. Like, bro, game
it
is
was crazy.
fucking fire, bro. But you rather have Street Fighter 5, a game that can't even play? Man.
I get it. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna go to you, Operations. What do you think about this? I know that you're not into fighters that much, but from everything that you've heard from everybody else, I mean, what is your perspective?
I mean, this is dope that this game's getting another resurgence right now. I played a little bit when it first came out, and before that, Microsoft had like a little gaming event in Atlanta where people come out and play the demos of the games before they launched the Xbox One. That was pretty fun. I played AI there. It got my ass beat a couple times, but it was still fun though. But like, it's dope to see this fighter that is also such a strong following getting a resurgence right now. And I agree with Hydra. Lawrence, pretty much that it should have gotten this type of reception when it first dropped in Evo. But like, I mean, better late than never at this point. So hopefully this will lead to getting a sequel down the line right now, because I want to get into Fighters more, and KI's really next. Injustice 2, get comfortable with that. So yeah, it's looking good right now for KI. Hopefully this leads to something better.
No doubt. All right. Let me go to you, 100. What is your thoughts about what everybody else is saying on this?
I don't know why y'all think Microsoft gave up on the title.
Well, some have the perception that they gave up on the title.
Well, I don't know why you got the perception. The thing about it is, Phil gets his stuff on lockdown. Ain't nobody saying nothing. If it's going to be one, you're going to see. If it's going to be one, you're going to see it in June or July. If it's going to be, it's going to be a real one. They didn't give up on that game, and I don't know why people gave up, thinking like they gave up on the franchise, because you ain't heard nothing from nobody. So what? You ain't heard nothing. It's like everybody want to hear so much news. Be surprised again. When we first saw KI for the first time on the E3 stage, we was, oh shit. But they don't. It's like people just want to sit there and they want to look and they want to nick and pick and say, oh, this is what Microsoft. We don't know. This is a whole different regime now. We don't know. They might sit there. They know that they see them numbers. They see people playing them games. They know that they got the game with one of the best net codes, you know what I'm saying, in the history of fighting games. People are all the story. I mean, yeah, back in the day you played games for story. I mean, what you call it, Killer Instinct? I mean, not Killer Instinct, but Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it's cool for the story for a couple of times. What you want to do? Play online with your friends and go kick their ass. You want to have different characters that do different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Microsoft gave up on nothing. I just think stuff is quiet for a reason. And a lot of times they throw you left. Oh, I don't think nothing in production. They have to throw it up because nobody wants their stuff leaked.
That's a great point.
And it's not like that. So when people all of a sudden when people want to sit there and like, oh, this is dead, it's supposed to be dead because they want you to think it's dead. Nobody thought about I got a perfect example. What's that? Phantasy Star. They thought it was dead. All of a sudden, Phantasy Star 2. Oh, shit.
All right. Okay, so are you done? Did you just
Yeah,
go
I'm
away?
down.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. All right. Livewire. What is your thoughts about KI, man? I mean, you think Microsoft is going to bring it, have a possibility of bringing it back, especially now that there's some success at Evo right now. It's gaining a lot of attraction again. What is your thought?
I think Microsoft is always looking.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that it could. I mean, shoot, they might be working right now as far as we know, or they might be finding a developer or building a team that could that's really interested in doing fighting games. That's going to work on it. I mean, I don't know about who does it now. It's
Iron Galaxy, I
Iron
think.
Galaxy,
Iron
yeah.
Galaxy,
Hmm.
but I don't know if that studio still wants to do it or
Oh, I know
you
the
know they,
guy, the main guy that's there. He wants to do it. The older guy, yeah, he definitely. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he would love to do it. It's
yeah.
just, yeah.
I think, but at the same time, I think Microsoft, it's working with the studio, and then them saying, all right, this is what we want from this title. You know, whatever that is. I don't know if they want it to look more like a Street Fighter game. Do they want it to look more like a Mortal Kombat game? You know, venturing the world of more blood and gore and stuff like that. So I don't know. Or they kind of want to skirt where they're at, like have some blood, some gore, not necessarily Mortal Kombat over the top type stuff. But who knows?
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I would think you know they have somebody looking into this. Um, but yeah, I think it comes down to the numbers too. I mean, it's you know having a fighter. I mean, they do have it in Game Pass, but the problem is it's so old that there wasn't enough buzz for it even when it came in. And I think that most people who wanted it pretty much already had it. You know,
Hmm.
But Live, you said it's so old. Why people's playing old Samurai Showdowns that come out? I
I'm
mean,
not saying people. I mean,
people play
but
old.
yeah,
People play
but
old.
at the
If
same
that
time,
fighter is if that fighter is good, people play it. People
Killer
playing
Instinct,
well,
Killer
yeah,
Instinct never lost his momentum.
right now with
period.
no problem.
I'm just saying,
Killer Instinct never
people
lost his
are gonna flock
momentum.
to it like it's a brand new title.
And people are still playing Street Fighter, so Street
Right.
Fighter,
Right.
I
Street Fighter
could play
5.
Street
So
Fighter 4 like
Yeah,
it's no problem.
yeah, Street Fighter 4 and
yeah.
Street Fighter
I
5.
don't,
So
I don't doubt that either. All I'm saying is, you know, when they put it in Game Pass, I mean, you gotta remember it's a launch title. So most people who wanted to play it already played it, and it was free to play anyway. So if I mean, it wasn't like it cost any money to play the
It
game.
wasn't free to play when it
The
first came
game
out.
was
You had
not
to
free
buy
to
it.
play. You had to buy it.
It
You had
is.
to buy it.
You
They
get
made
that
it free to
first.
play with one character.
I know that you get to play with that rotating character. I mean, do you get to play with everybody? No, but you get a sense of what the game is. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, look, if they put Love and Karen in the second one, I think it'll do really well. But I mean, that's really up to them. I mean, they just got to put. I don't even think they got to put a ton of money down, to be honest.
They didn't put a
Because
ton of money down for Killer Instinct.
I think you kind of go in the same direction that you started the first one. The only difference I would do is I would start with how many characters was it, like 6 or whatever? I would do
It
like
was more
20.
than that.
oh,
It was
Yeah, I would do
no,
like
it
It
was
was 8
eight.
when
20.
they
It
first
was
started,
eight.
because
It
then
was eight.
season 1 was 8, and then they added more every season.
Yeah,
Right.
I would
Yeah,
start.
and
I
Iron
would
every
I
Galaxy
would
season.
took over.
I
But
would
then they were
start
the
it.
ones that came out with the guest characters.
Yeah, I would start it with 20 characters, and I would add
Oh well, yeah, they
probably.
would definitely bring back the majority of the characters that was in that's in from the first KI from season 1 through 3. So yeah, that wouldn't be a
Yeah,
problem.
you could do something like that, or yeah, majority of the characters, and then bring in returning characters or new characters every. Some like do give them updates like Sea of Thieves, and
No, all he got to
it
do is
make
do the season thing, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because I mean, if you really think about it, starting off this generation, KI was like that game that started the season pass thing. So they were one of the first ones, first games. I know that there was other games, but I mean, like the one I can think of is that like the season pass for a fighter. It kind of like everybody kind of took that model for a little bit, especially trying to get people to get into that genre. You know, like, hey, you got a character that you could play for a weekend or for a week or so like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, and think about it, because those KR characters are usually $5 a piece.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? If you want to buy it separately, but you keep it, but like, look, you have Game Pass Ultimate. You get all 3 characters every quarter. Comes with your subscription, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, amongst all the other stuff you get with Game Pass,
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, I
makes
got you.
sense to me.
Okay. All right. Let me go to PK on this, and then Slayer. Yeah, you'll be like, because I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. Did I? Yeah, did I Slayer? No, I didn't. I don't think.
He didn't.
Okay. All right. All right. PK. What's your thoughts?
Um, so I just want to be clear that KI has been at Evo 2016 and 2018 at the latest.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They did skip the uneven years, but they were there on the even years. So and they still have tournaments, even the combo breaker tournaments up to 2019. Yes, they still have tournaments this year, but because of the situation we're in, stuff slowed down. Okay, so KI never went anywhere. It's always been in the tournament scene. Period.
Right. Of course.
Um, so far as it losing anything, it hasn't lost anything.
Thank you, PK. Thank you.
It's always existed. As far as the comment on Microsoft has not forgotten about this game. I mean, why would they continue to fund uh, Iron Galaxy to support this game if that was the case,
Great
right?
point.
So they're not paying these guys for no reason. And in my opinion, I would think that they would scoop them up.
So okay, so now we're getting into a little bit of extra. So could Iron Galaxy be one of the 2 studios that Xbox could be going after?
It could
And it
be.
could be more studios on top of that. We have no idea. But so you think that they should acquire them, or do you think that they will acquire
It's a possibility,
them? Hmm.
right? Because they've been. I mean, they support a lot of different games. We know this, but more importantly, they're super excited about the evolution that they took the base KI to the point it is now, and they don't want to stop working on this game. So,
Thank
uh,
you for the follow, Wolverine. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
so I think the close relationship they have with Microsoft is saying this is a vetting process. They probably they're a small studio. They fit the mold of what Microsoft's looking for to get a small studio and build it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that it makes sense to me. Not saying it's going to happen, but it makes sense. The other thing is the main reason why they chose to bring back or choosing to bring back Killer Instinct Evo is because it's one of 4 different fighting games that has the best netcode for online Evo. Because Evo's going to be online because of the situation, man. Just think about this. There are no Japanese titles that has a solid netcode for fighting games.
Solid net go for anything.
Well, we're
Facts.
just
I mean,
we're not. I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. I'm just speaking of fighting games right now. So fighting games in general, for the biggest fighting game tournament, it's already difficult to have this tournament in person because there's so many restrictions. Like you can't use a wireless controller. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't do. But now you're in this environment where you have to do it virtual. I mean, this is how tournaments are being held now. I mean, even Yu-Gi-Oh is doing it virtual. But there's only 4 fighting games. 2 of them are American fighting games, particularly like MK11 and Killer Instinct. And this is why it's being chosen is because out of all the fighting games that have recently came out, this older game still holds the best online experience to the closest when it comes to timing without taking away any the way the netcode works is instead of doing a simultaneous where two people are pushing the buttons and they're trying to get their because it's a peer-to-peer connection, one person is going to skip a frame.
Mhm.
So it just rolls it back so that the people can see the frames at the same time, even if it looks like one character speeding up to catch up with the next character. Your timing never leaves from the time you push the button to the time you see it on the screen,
Mm.
and that's why it works. And the other two are surprising that a lot of people don't know about. One of them is a My Little Pony game that is not technically called My Little Pony.
Yep.
But that is the main reason why it is being called back to Evo, because they looked at their roster, and even though the most popular games such as Smash, such as Tekken, Street Fighter, they don't cut it when it comes to the online functionality. There's no way they can have a legal sanctioned tournament with that kind of uh, problematic online functionality. And I'm sorry, K Mega, I know you love Tekken, but I'm telling you now, it does not hold a candle to KI, MK11, or the other two fighting games when it comes to their online netcode. It does not.
It's bad.
No, it's bad on the PlayStation and on
It's better
Xbox.
on PC.
It's way
Yeah,
better on
PC is
PC.
crazy.
It's
It
crazy on
sure
PC.
is.
That's
But the,
why I don't understand why they won't do crossplay, because I would be on my PC playing and probably thrashing
You
people.
be killing everybody because
Because
Xbox and
it is
PlayStation, I can't
sweet.
even play it
Oh man, you know what I'm saying?
ever.
well,
Yeah,
that's another topic
yeah,
because
but that's another topic for another
Yeah, that's
day.
a
Yeah.
whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a
We can
whole
talk
nother
about it
rabbit
from
hole.
that angle.
But don't you but you know what I'm saying? But if you ever talk bad about Tekken again, we're gonna have a problem. I'm
when
gonna
you
see you
think
in these
about it,
streets.
when you play, when you
Ain't
play
Ain't
it?
with
nobody, ain't
players,
nobody in these streets right now. They empty.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy access. I
Here
can
in
make
LA,
that trip real quick.
everybody in my mouth.
Hmm.
so So when you think about it, when you play with players over a long distance, there's going to be some sort of slowdown or lag or some sort of packet loss. So the rollback netcode actually mitigates that. So that's kind of what I'm getting at, and none of the Japanese fighters have that mitigation.
Mm.
It's just straight peer to peer, and that's one of the issues, right? And if you guys are curious, the other two fighters are it's called them fighting herds,
Yep.
which is basically a My Little Pony game. If you look at it, it looks just like My Little Pony. Just not allowed. They're not allowed to call it that. And the other one is Skullgirl Second Encore.
Oh yeah, I was gonna cop that little. I was gonna cop that little fighter with the ponies in it. I was. It was cheap when I seen it. I don't know if
I
it's
think
still on
I got
sale.
it when it was. I think I got it when it was early access at one point.
Yeah, see, that's the best time to get those type of games when they're on early access. So you
Now
know.
that doesn't mean that they're not going to try and make the other games work. They
Yeah,
will
I know. I
definitely
get it. Yeah, I get
try,
you. Hmm.
but that is the main reason why, because the netcodes are superior to players, and they have to have a legal sanctioned tournament that works, so that there is no um,
Mm.
that kind of environment when you're trying to play a tournament play. That's the last thing you need. Is someone get upset because there's a lag spike, and all of a sudden this is
Mm.
a paid for sponsored tournament. There's no way you can deal with that on an online environment with a crappy online system. And that's why even Grand Blue doesn't have it. You know, all these new fighters, and there's tons of other fighters that, you know, we might not talk about. Like there's one with a weird name. Can't remember. It's a Japanese fighter with a weird name.
There's a lot of those.
But it's good. Like I was gonna record it so that you can see the gameplay.
Hmm.
But it's called 1 second. I do remember something to my tongue. Under Night in Birth.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that
I
one.
got Ember. Yeah, I got that on PlayStation. Yeah, and I got the first one on PC. I
Right,
got the
right.
latest
So
one on PlayStation. Yeah,
that's another one, right?
which is a
Netcode.
mistake because it's dead because the PlayStation network is very dead over there with that game.
Well, in general, the netcode is not that great.
Well, the
And
net
then you're
I'm not talking about the net code. I'm just talking about trying to find matches on a
oh yeah, yeah.
continuous
The
basis.
community
It's yeah, the
is
community is not like EX Slayer. It's damn near impossible. I mean, you got to play the same like maybe 5 or 6 people every time, and I'm like, what's going on here? But anyway, all
so
right.
so definitely this is why. Now the real question is
Mhm.
because I'm gonna just throw this out here, and this might be slightly off topic. Evo 2020 is gonna be online virtual. Typically, people from Japan come here to play,
Right.
but last year they had a Japan Evo only.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen this year? If these four titles, two of them being American, being selected for Evo 2020, how's that gonna translate in Japan?
Mm.
And are they still gonna do a Evo Japan 2020?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. But we got to get on to the to Slayer so we can get on to the next topic. But there's some great
That,
points. What just something you was gonna wanted to talk
well, I was
wanted
gonna
to
say
say?
if y'all before y'all switch to the next topic, I do gotta dip out and get my stuff going. But I just wanted to say thank y'all for letting me on though.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no
Don't
doubt.
come back.
Huh?
He
I
said,
know.
he said don't come
Wow.
back.
You
Damn,
right. That's
disrespectful.
why. Look, that's why you better not catch me on that KI this week.
Ooh.
You didn't go even-
We'll
Cause
play
look,
KI again.
you gonna
I'll
get
sit
your
there
look.
and
You
I'll say
both
that'll
you
be the
and
first
K
game
Mega.
this time.
K Mega been running though. K Mega been running.
I'm not running from nobody. I was trying to get you and
I
another
know you
homie
was.
in.
I know.
I was.
Hey,
So
they wouldn't let. Hey, they didn't let me in. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. I ain't
No,
gonna-
no. Tell the truth.
what are you talking
You're
about?
not gonna say nobody didn't let him in. Crossplay was not enabled.
Okay, so that means they wouldn't let him in.
No. We couldn't let him in.
How
There's
you
a
couldn't?
difference
How you couldn't let him
because
in?
it wasn't available as an option.
How was it
How's it not
not?
available? That's what I'm
It wasn't because it wasn't turned on. So don't say we
Okay, it
not
was.
we.
That means
joking.
it. That
I
means
was.
that
No,
means
but
that.
he said they wouldn't let me in. So that means like somebody was intentionally like, oh no, he can't play with
Okay,
us.
but okay,
No.
but
Clean
limit.
that
Hold
up.
on. No. I ain't cleaning shit up. The fact of
Clean
it
that
is
up,
that you
man.
had to
Oh,
cut. You
man.
had to
Hey,
cut. You
come
had
on.
to.
We talk about
It.
this. We talk about this later.
I'm going to make it clear.
You
It
ain't
was
gotta
cut
make it. We
off
ain't got.
intentionally, and that
We
was
know that.
what that wasn't
Way
cool.
before he came, it ain't like he was coming and they cut it off. But
I got that, but
I'm
it shouldn't have
saying,
been.
man.
But it shouldn't have been.
He
But it
made it
shouldn't
look
have
like
been
he was
off in the
coming and they
first
cut it
place.
off. They wouldn't let me in.
No, it
Wait
didn't
a
happen.
minute.
It didn't happen like
Oh,
that.
LG know what.
That's what you said it.
No, and hold on, and I
We
made
know
the, and I
but I'm
okay.
just saying, clean. He got to clean that up a little bit.
I get that, but I mean, but it was enabled by a certain individual, and it shouldn't have been. And I took it out of text. I sit there and went off a little
But
bit
this
too
ain't
hard. I
about
was
you,
too
K
harsh.
Mega.
It isn't.
You
It
wasn't
isn't.
even in the room when he turned it off.
But
You
I had
wasn't there.
because I had to cut it off because I thought the
I
reason
get
why
it.
I was
I
messing
get it.
up. Okay, well,
But I
hold on.
just
If you
told him
go,
to clean that up
damn it,
because
if
he
you
made it
want
look
me to
like
sit
he's
there,
a
if you want to
killer.
sit there, hold on,
Sound like me tonight.
whoa. If you're gonna sit here and open your mouth, then let the facts be stated. Don't come in and try to half-ass it, Lemon.
I'm
Don't do
not.
that. Don't well, then let it be stated. The fact that I cut the
I'm
reason
about
why I
to. Y'all
wasn't
see what
in
I be having to
there.
deal with?
No, yeah, of course, because the reason why I wasn't in there is because I thought because normally anybody else can come in anytime that they want to, is that it was cut off. I didn't hear that because I thought that it was on my end that they couldn't come in. So I backed out. I backed out, restarted my computer, and came back. And I guess at that time when it was said that I disabled crossplay. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got mad, but I didn't know that he said that it was that he did that because I would have said no, please open it up because I got two people from PC that's going to come on and want to play with us. That's all I would have said. I wouldn't have went
I
off like
get
I
that
did, and
point,
I
but I ain't talking
apologize. I
about that. I'm talking
apologize.
about
I
the way he
apologize
said,
to
like,
him.
they wouldn't let me in, like he Captain God. You ain't Captain God.
Oh, well, you know, Lauren's going to come in here and start capping. But I mean, don't sit there and don't be trying to defend. Anyway, fight
No,
night.
I'm
That's
not. I'm
if
just
you
saying the
if
way he said it, the
if
people
you
that's
guys
listening
are
gonna be like, oh, they
interested
were scared of
into
him. No,
if
he wasn't.
oh no,
It
nobody's
just
scared of
wasn't
Lawrence.
on.
Nobody's scared of
You
his
need to be
ass.
scared of his. You need to be scared of his spinal. Yeah. You need
his spinal is dangerous. Yeah, his spinal is dangerous.
He had the top.
I didn't say
I beat that spinal
I just said the way
I
he
beat that
worded
spinal
it.
a couple of times. I beat it a couple of times.
I was joking when I said that. I was joking. Okay, I understand. Like,
I'm joking. Hey, Mega defending that nonsense.
I didn't defend it. I was saying I was wanting the competition. I was wanting to come in because I wasn't having a good night on KI as it was. And I was like, man, he comes in there and then LG start talking shit, and then then my other homeboy comes in there and start playing, and they start talking. That's gonna get my juices flowing. I'm like, all right, let's get to it. So I just got mad because I'm like, look, I want everybody to be a part of Fight Night. I don't want anybody to be taken out. So, but I apologize to my boy. I felt bad afterwards, but then it was too late. I already said what I said. So anyway, all right.
I was like, up, I'm out. Let me just.
I was hot. Boy, I was like, what?
I heard that. No, because it was funny. You stopped your stream. You stopped your stream, and whoever else you were streaming with, I forgot which one of the four you were streaming with. I heard it on somebody else. I'm like,
oh, probably Don.
K-Maker stopped this stream. Then somebody else, he's still going on somebody else's stream. I said, oh Lord. I said, I didn't want to feel bad. Like I wasn't trying to make no.
Nah, you didn't do anything, man. It just they usually have it on, and then the individual turned it on, and then K-Maker didn't
never been off before. Yeah, and I didn't hear it.
If I didn't know. I don't be at Fight Night.
If I heard it, I would have said, no, can you turn it back on? Because there's a couple of guys that want to come in and they want to play. And then it would have been all over, and then we would have still been joking and laughing. But that went all through me. I was like, hold on. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So Slayer.
But let me go ahead and hit myself. And also, y'all need to do something about this Chris Hart dude or whoever the hell it is.
Man, Chris, okay, hold on.
Ignoring.
He need to get blocked though.
Just ignoring him, man.
Yo, he's disrupting the chat.
He's disrupting
the chat.
Literally.
All right. So check it out.
He gonna have nobody to talk to where everybody keep blocking him.
I have moderators, and so if the moderators feel that Chris is going too far, then just put him in timeout. But listen,
I don't see anyone doing anything. Just calling people names left and right. Just
Chris,
this is the interweb. You can go call anybody anything they want. Let them freedom of speech. We from America.
It's also freedom to block.
Let them fight.
Why are we can we let Slayer have his last top before we get to the next topic? Because I mean, we going. Let's go.
But y'all have a good night, though.
Thank you, bro. Peace. Slayer, go ahead and what's your thoughts about this, man? And
he said he didn't say anything. He bipolar.
Would you stop worrying about that dude? Damn. You two might need to do a podcast together.
Yeah, it's called. Never mind. Let me shut up. You're right. Let me shut up.
I'm like, man, y'all disrupted the podcast over some
you
over
about
a
to
troll.
Have light on like crime.
Yeah,
I know that much.
You about to get over a troll. I cannot believe. You know what I'm saying? The chat will take care of it. They'll block him. They'll avoid him. If he says anything else that I see that's because I gave the one warning. I said chill. And if it keeps going, then I'm going to just get him out of here.
I told you, K-Mega. He was on that small cheese bus. He was on the small cheese bus.
Again,
in the classroom underneath the boiler room.
Slayer, can you give us your?
This is why we go 3 hours.
I know.
Y'all don't know how to keep shit pushing.
Yeah, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Why worry about him? He's irrelevant. Keep going. Go ahead, Slayer. Give me your point.
Your show, but that's on you, bro. You do what you want on that. But furthermore, this
scene is weird.
Yeah, man. Either way, what was the subject? Because all this crap left and right, and then
it was about KI. It was about KI. You could be really brief.
Killer. Wow. You see this shit, man? I have to wait forever, and I gotta be brief.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, like you should tell your boy, chill. Like, stop worrying about somebody else.
People gotta get cut short.
Yeah, stop cutting shit.
I can go long and brief. I said my piece of
Oh my God! Come on, man.
I'm gonna put in a corporate order to say 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
Still talking meanwhile. Either way, yo, Killer Instinct, man.
Yes.
I remember before this game came out, like I mentioned often, I'm quite into retro games. So just because a game is old, don't mean I won't still play it. And Killer Instinct is one of those games. Actually, the both of them are the first and second. Now it's a game on YouTube for years that folks was always asking for a new one. They need to bring back Killer Instinct. They need to bring back Killer Instinct. They need to bring back Killer. I would hear this all the time, up until the new Killer Instinct comes out, and those same folks ain't got nothing to say. And Killer Instinct in my mind, did everything right from day one. And I mean, they did everything that Street Fighter did not do. They came out with a complete game with all the modes,
Yes.
netcode, and stuff that worked from day one. Was it perfect? Hell no. No game is perfect. But and comparing it to Street Fighter is just easy because Street Fighter is the brand name and clusterfuck this generation when it comes to a fighting game that was just this whole mess. Okay, Killer Instinct did everything great, including the netcode. And so after all these years of being ignored, now all of a sudden Evo needs Killer Instinct. I wonder why. PK, he can't make the point any more clear. The netcode works. It works properly. It works the way you would imagine it would 15, 20 years ago when we were first playing fighting games online, okay? And these new techniques that they have with the rollback and stuff, that's how long ago they developed those for emulators, okay? And it's only now you see that in non-American games. We mentioned, Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat and other games that have, been had these rollback features in terms of their online, but you can't have that in Tekken and Street Fighter. Like, what the hell, But this is all just really, stuff that everybody else in the on the show has already mentioned. But all of a sudden now they want Killer Instinct back. Looks real suspect to me. But as for there being a new one or not, 100 hit the nail on the head with that one too. Like, we really don't know, and Microsoft is keeping everything close to the chest. These leaks are hard to come by when it comes to Microsoft nowadays. So we'll just have to see. Maybe it'll have one at Evo. Well, not at Evo, at it's not even E3. Their state of play or whatever they're calling this the situation they're having in June and July.
Mm-hmm.
Either it's going to be there or it's not. We'll just have to see. It's that simple. I hope so though, because I'd love to see another one. I've always liked the series, and I'd love to see a new one in complete 4K with new effects. Because that last one, man, feast for the eyes. I can't even imagine what they would do with the next one.
No, that part is true. That part is true. That is definitely true. So anyway,
beautiful game.
Yeah, I have to apologize to Lemon because he sent me the gameplay. I thought I picked it up.
I was gonna say that, but you know what? I gave you a pass.
You can't give me no pass. What's wrong with you? What you talking about?
It's my goddamn gameplay.
It is your gameplay. At least I saved something. Hell. You know how long it's been until I got any gameplay from you?
Man, I forgot.
Yeah. What'd you say?
No, I forgot Bloody had red hair that year.
Bloody had red hair that year, boy. And look, like I said, the Bloody and Lemon show would be ridiculous because the odd couple is just look at this, man.
We're not gonna go there. Can we go on with the show, please? We got
now you want to go on the show. Anyway. Yeah, I know. It would be great. All right, so that's messed up. My head is not even look. You can only see my eyeball, but you got to show Colt and Tim Dog. That's disrespectful.
First of all, you jumped in the picture. You should have. Never mind. You know what?
I took the picture.
Right. So how you gonna blame me?
Because
that's the picture. That's the picture.
Hell, I don't know. But anyway, I'm still blaming you. Anyway, all right. So let's get to this next topic, man. And this is more serious. Okay, so this has to do with our friends at Platinum and everything that they say and do here lately. It's been pretty crazy, but. Not only have they said that Microsoft came to acquire them, and they said that they declined, but they also came out and said something, I believe, today, which it says Platinum Games. I cannot say that dude's name. I'm not even going to try. But he praises the Switch as groundbreaking, says that the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X lack extreme surprise. And so he goes on to basically break down and say, look, I'll just read this little part right here where he said there's not no extreme surprise or unexpected quality that I felt from the leap to previous consoles. Now I see the announcements and I think, oh, that's cool. And then the next minute I think, what will I watch on Netflix tonight? Like, damn. Like, I mean, okay, so I could get that these guys are going after Microsoft or that you got Kamara. He keeps on saying this and that about Microsoft. He did a little video where he was drinking with a couple of his devs and he was saying, hey, they want to do Scalebound again. But now you got another dev that's with Platinum that's actually taking shots at the PlayStation 5. So I cannot wait to see, because I haven't seen anybody post anything about this yet in the PlayStation atmosphere. But as much as they love to tout Platinum, are they going to be on that same energy now after they're hearing one of the devs that's over here kind of basically saying that the PlayStation
When the whole situation with that one game with the dragons that never came out on Xbox. What's the name of this game again?
Scalebound.
Yeah, Scalebound. Wow, I could hear it in your voice. Like that scar, it runs deep, huh? Cuts deep. Think about that game still, but yeah, Scalebound. Like that whole situation. We know the situation is more complicated than either side wants to admit, and money definitely had a part to play there. And when it comes to money, lately now I'm thinking you can't really trust Platinum with your money to develop something. Look at this Wonderful 101 remake or remaster on the Switch. Like, it runs like shit. It runs way worse. What the hell is going on with that? Because that's not even their usual MO when it comes to the Switch, to be honest. So I don't even get that. It doesn't even fit their normal, pattern or cadence or whatever. So I can't really call that, man. Platinum, you talk a lot of talk, but you need to show and prove a lot more than you do talking. If you was to swap your show and prove with your talking, I'd have a lot more, positive things to say, and I'd be buying a lot more of your games. So, I'm gonna answer that with my money. They're not getting it until they show me something, that's worth playing, and they haven't done that in a little while, frankly. So, whatever.
All right. Okay. So, Livewire, what is your thoughts behind what they said? I'll read another part of this as well. Before you start, he said, but that's just my personal opinion. As an industry, it's all very promising, and I don't want to be perceived as too negative. But to give another example to my point, the Nintendo Switch is very groundbreaking in how it was able to just take a home console and make it portable. It's something that you haven't seen a lot of people do before. It took this wall that perhaps a lot of the people don't even know that existed, and they broke it down. So it seems like he was trying to. He kind of felt like, yeah, I went a little bit too far, but then he tried to take it back, but still was praising Switch for its innovation more so than what we're hearing about uh, the newer consoles and the innovation that they're going to do. And also, well, I'll let somebody else. If nobody else brings it up, then I'll bring it up after everybody else say it. But what do you think about these comments from Platinum Games? Well, from a member from Platinum Games.
I mean, I don't really take much from it, to be honest. I don't know. Like, I mean, look, man, people play things nowadays. Like, catch them on the wrong day, they might, what I mean. They like Coke one day and Pepsi the next. You know what I mean, like, I don't. To me, it really doesn't. It doesn't really mean, to be honest. I just think they in their feelings for whatever reason. Maybe they just feeling handheld. Like even me last week when I was talking about Tsushima, right? I didn't say it was a bad game. I just said I had, open world fatigue. You know, sometimes you just not feeling something that you normally probably would be ecstatic about, or vice versa. So I mean, that's I don't really read into it anymore.
All right. Okay. Cool. What about you, Op? I see that your mic is off, but I went to you anyway. What is your thoughts about what? I ain't gonna even try to say his name. What? How you say that? Akishi.
I'm not gonna
As-
be either. Bloody's not here, so I don't care.
asshole,
Oh, no, hold on. Akishi
asshole.
Imbra. Akishi Imbra. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I get I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying Akishi. I think
I
I'm
don't have
saying
the
Akishi.
article open, otherwise I'd pronounce it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but okay, it's ATSUSHI, which is
So
A
A
sushi.
free
They're
game
not gonna help, man. This is
Asshole.
Like
like
a sushi.
A sushi.
I don't know.
A sushi. A sushi.
different
Yeah.
dialect,
A
different
sushi.
culture, pronunciations. Nah,
India. Yeah. India.
Drunken
Yeah. A
asshole.
sushi. India. I don't know. But regardless,
Dude
So
is
what do
an
you think?
asshole.
So what do you
Him
think?
in your
Op?
feelings. That's his name. In your feelings.
with sushi, pretty much like I've never seen a company, I guess, as far as representatives of a company, be as I guess unprofessional or unprofessional as could be. Like I thought he took the pick of just being an asshole in the industry, but like they're really going out just to show him out at this point. Like,
Facts.
Facts. I didn't want to have to say it like that, but yeah.
yeah, this
He's
is
an
like
asshole.
very poor. This is very poor representation on their end. Like you do not pretty much just write off two of your biggest potential clients at that point as far as Xbox and PlayStation. Like you don't do that. There's only work for them going down like this business. They're not gonna really let it get to them like that. But like as far as conducting yourself as a representative of Platinum Games, this is very distasteful in my opinion. Like it doesn't bother me what they said, but like just stepping back and looking at it from a different perspective, like this is just stupid. This really should never happen. But look how contradictory this statement is. Like they're saying, like look at the PS5, Xbox Series X. They don't get the surprise factor from it because they're referencing the between the PS1 and the N64 at that point,
Right.
and they're saying how they don't feel the same with the Nintendo Switch. I'm trying to figure out like this generation and previously there has to be a leap like that since that era. So how can you be surprised with Nintendo Switch? That's really a downgrade from the PS4, Xbox One, but you don't get surprised with next generation consoles at this point. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, like going into the next generation, the game's gonna look great, but it's not gonna be how it was from PS1 to X4 at that point. We're never gonna get that again. That's never gonna get recreated or repeated. It makes no sense how he's surprised as going off the graphical fidelity at this point. That's what we referenced in an article. The graphical leap from the PS1 to X4. He's getting surprised from the Switch, which is a hybrid console that's less powerful than the next generation consoles, any current generation consoles at this point.
But tech that was 2 years old at the point of release.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
this whole maybe he feels like the games that come out on the Switch, you just don't like. Everybody assumes that the games are going to look better Xbox and the PS5, right? But on the Switch, you just never know what you're going to get. Maybe they'll go back and give you 480p games. You don't know.
Right.
Oh no,
Maybe
you know
what do make a run as smoothly as possible. There is no surprise with the games coming on Switch, unless I guess like it's just a really good game you were expecting at that point. As far as a graphical leap, that's not going to happen this gen. That's not going to happen. So I'm confused on what he's seeing behind the scenes at this point. Because me personally, like I'm not even a tech dude, but like what he's describing that he's seeing from the Switch should not even be possible at this point. Because if you're surprised with what he's seeing on the Switch, if those same games were coming on the PS4 and Xbox One, we should see that as well. So this is a very convoluted contradictory statement he's made. I really don't get why he did at this point. Maybe because they got a game coming out for Switch, come down the pipeline to try to hype up for them at that point.
I wanted to mention that Iron Mike in the chat. He just mentioned that apparently Platinum has 2 games that's coming out on the Switch. So
maybe they
played a lot
at this point, but like
yeah,
this is unnecessary marketing and PR on their end. Like if you have a game come down, just let the game speak for itself. Don't let your PR team handle that point. Shitting on the competition and saying you're not, that's not gonna really help you. Y'all really look like bigger assholes right now to the industry than they did before. But like outside
it's not the first time either.
It's not really not. And you know what happened last time? People just swept on the rug. They laughed about it. They joked with them at that point, and just like it was nothing to them. The stats.
The narrative at the time, worked for them, so they let it slide. But now that they're coming for everybody, well, except Nintendo, it seems for now anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be backlash after this. The Japanese enthusiasts who love their games, they're not gonna say shit about it. Like they didn't say last time. They like brought light to what happened last time, but other than that, nothing else came from it. So I'm expecting the same energy to be kept this time around. So yeah, I already know they're pieces of shit. I don't really respect them as a company. Until they show me a game that I'm interested in, like Lemon said, they do. Like, that's just how I feel.
Right, cool. Okay, 108. What is your thoughts about this, man? I mean, what?
All right.
Yeah.
Let me just get straight to this shit, man. First of all, that dude is an idiot. His partner don't never say nothing. He's the one drinking sake, getting drunk.
It's not the same dude. It's not the same dude.
That's not. That's somebody else.
That's somebody else.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
I thought it was the same dude.
No,
that same dude was
Chimera
on
is
fire.
the same dude. Chimera is the other dude that always is
The partner that's quiet.
Popping. Yeah, it's this up. Yeah, the other dude. I guess that's his partner. I know he's another developer for him. So yeah. So
all right, let me say this for the record.
Thank you for the embers, Agent Slugger. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, brother.
In terms of the Switch, as a Switch owner, the Switch technology was 2 years old. It was put in the NVIDIA Shield Portable, which I currently own. It's and it was the chip is dumbed down. They dumbed it down from like I think 900 megahertz or something. It's not no great feat of technology. It's old NVIDIA tech, an American company, and this dude is retarded. Okay, you cannot do half the things you could do on Xbox Fat with that system. It's really outdated. The technology is bland. We see games like The Witcher. We see, they could do a game like Dragon Ball Z Fighters, but in terms of what this dude's saying, they say things. They support Japan. Now, their work recently has spoken for itself. We've seen, oh my God, Vanquish remaster. We've seen, what's the other one, man? Bayonetta. Disgusting. We're not going to even talk about Wonderful 101. Different performance on everything. Even in 4K on PC, it don't look good. So
thank you for the follow. Sorry about that. Thank you for the follow, A Soul Dragon. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So in their performance in this current gen, without Nier Automata, they really haven't proven themselves. They have another game called is it the Machina X or is it Astral Chain? Which one they made? It's Astral Chain, right? Okay, that's a good game, but graphically, they not. It's a Switch game. I mean, I own it. It's not like they haven't put the work in. So of course they're gonna talk about next gen. Oh, we're not impressed because y'all ain't put in work this gen.
Yeah, and that's it. Then all the work can be respected.
Right. Bayonetta looks worse than the 360 version. The remaster. It's disgusting. And so does Vanquish. So for them to say, oh, we prefer the Switch, it's so innovative. No, it's not innovative. It's old tech. It came from NVIDIA. It started with that Tegra X chip. They had to dumb it down to keep the heat down. Is the Switch a good system? Yeah, for a Nintendo fan. Not for a PlayStation fan who's into hardcore gaming or Xbox fan who's into hardcore gaming, first-person shooters. No, it's not good for that. With them little smaller titles, titles made specifically for it, because we've seen things cross over and they don't look good. It's exposed. It got 4 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, come on. These dudes are just talking out their behinds. And they're going to support the Japanese market. They're gonna say what suits them best. But let's just be for real here. Your body of work this generation is not nothing to brag about. And that's what it goes about. What's on your resume for this current generation that's making somebody ooh and ah? What is it? Nier Automata got a lackluster love for PlayStation and the same thing on Xbox.
Yeah, they don't even talk about Nier Automata once it came to Xbox.
Right. And your fake HDR. So what have they done this generation for us to keep talking about these clowns? Well, these dudes is weird.
Nier Automata is still a good game, though.
No, it is a good game, and I'm a fan of the game. What I'm saying is, look at their body of work. That's their best game this generation. You couldn't even remaster your old work. You know how long I waited for wonderful announcement, let alone a game? That's one of my favorite games on the Wii U. Let me tell you something. They didn't even do it right. Even the PlayStation 4 Pro runs in 1080p. It's not a good game. The performance with the frame rate is all over the place. They just released a patch on PlayStation to try to fix it on the Pro to try to keep it at 60. Try.
It feels to me what they did was, because this is all the same engine that they use in all their other games of that ilk. So you got the Metal Gear game, you got Bayonetta, you got Vanquish. All of these are the same engine, by the way. So I'm thinking, for example, all these games also all came to PC. I think all they did was they took the code. The engine has already been ported, right? They took the code, they compiled it, they just made sure it ran. Well, just make sure it ran, because I was going to say, well, they didn't make sure it.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Sick.
And they released it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Everybody can't make an engine. Just because you got an engine don't make it good.
Right. But what,
these bigger companies got great engines. The smaller developers that try to get out there and make their engines use Unity. They'll scrap their job, or they'll try to license out Unreal 4 or even use 3. 3's been used this generation. Listen, I don't want to hear no excuse. There's no excuse. You do your body of work is not good this generation, and they need to stop letting these people put a microphone in front of their face and they put a foot in their ass, because there's no way you look at a Switch and say, oh, next gen doesn't impress me. Yeah, because your body of work this generation didn't impress anybody.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point.
That's what it's about.
This engine that they use to make all these games, they already had experience porting the engine. So it seems to me all they did was take the code, recompile it on the Switch, and just release it with no optimization, no nothing. It literally feels like that. They didn't put no time, no work, and this what they've done all generation. Had they released all the same crap that they released all generation and just kept their mouth shut, most people would just be like, yo, Platinum, they fell off a little bit, man. I hope they do better next generation. And that would have been fine. But they go out there, they release crap, and then they talk crap, left and right, contradicting themselves with every word. Every time they speak, it's something different and contradictory. It's like, yo, what the hell happened to you, Platinum? We used to have respect for you because you
what it is, they was working on lesser hardware.
Now they
have old-fashioned ways. Yep. And they're not crossing over well. Next generation, I don't care what nobody say. It's about graphics. Dudes want to see graphics, and they haven't did that this generation. 360 era, they was on fire.
Yep.
They have not caught that same fire this generation. So I really don't care what they say, because your body of work this generation sucks. Even your remasters, they suck. I'm done.
All right. PK, what's your thoughts about this, man?
First, I would say that to kind of make a comment on what Op said earlier, what I think he was speaking about was not necessarily the technological leap, but he's talking about the innovation. He's saying what he's trying to describe, and I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to clarify what he's trying to say. Is the leap from Super Nintendo to PlayStation 1 was huge, because we went from 2D graphics to 3D, and then he don't think that he thinks the new consoles are boring because it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge innovation leap, and he feels like there's no innovation because they're not trying nothing new. Again, it's kind of circling back to what Six said about gimmicks. The reason why he's praising the Switch is because he said it's the first console that you can take on the go. You have to really think about the Japanese mindset. They like mobile. This is their favorite technology. They play more mobile than console games. This is why the PlayStation sold less.
Hey, PK, excuse me, you're a little too far away from your mic.
Yeah, you're way away from your mic.
You're far.
Okay. Okay, so sorry about that.
And before you finish, and before you get started again, I have to make a. I'm not trying to bring him in here, but I have to on this one so the chat can go ahead and fillet him. Put him on the Barbie. This man says Godfall is going to be a great made game by Platinum. I think everybody should know Godfall is not made by Platinum.
Yeah.
It's made by Gearbox.
What?
Okay, so okay.
I was
let the chat finish.
I'm glad you did that.
Or y'all could hit the comments. But let PK finish and let's not interrupt. But chat, let him know if that man can't even sit here and know where his PlayStation games are coming from. Can't come in here and be popping that trash. But anyway, go ahead, PK.
And to finish up, Godfall is not a PlayStation first-party game, so
no, it's on PC as well. Yeah, it's not. Excellent.
Y'all just throwing knives like that karate game.
It'll be a time exclusive, so let's just put it out there. So,
Shaolin
anyways,
versus
What up, Xbot?
Wu-Tang.
what I was saying is, their mindset is different.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play the same games we play. You can tell by the games he make. And let's not just talk about the licensed games. I mean, look at Ninja Turtles this gen. Look at Transformers this gen. Look at the licensed games that they got besides the ones they made for Sega, like Bayonetta, or
Ninja Turtle. What you said? Ninja Turtles and what?
and
Transformers was decent. That was all right. That was all right.
Transformers, yeah.
No, it looked great, but
Yeah.
it was terrible.
It
It was
played.
repetitive, but at
They
least it
played
didn't
fun,
suck.
but it was repetitive.
I
it
like the
wasn't.
game. It
Yeah.
wasn't no AAA or AA. Or it felt like an indie game,
It
but I
wasn't.
liked
It
it.
Yeah,
wasn't
it felt like
Fall or it wasn't like a Fall or War for Cybertron. Okay, it wasn't all
Right.
No,
That,
no,
not even close. You're
not at
absolutely
all.
right.
Good to
Yeah.
play, cheap, but a little repetitive. Actually, very repetitive. But
It was very repetitive.
okay.
And I'm a Transformer fan, but I got bored super quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did too.
It's the same thing on every
it's good.
level.
Yeah.
But go ahead, PK.
Anyways, their mindset is different. So he's looking at the Switch as this thing. Think about this. What other way of gaming right now can you play on the go with your console gaming?
I told you, and NVIDIA Shield Portable.
No,
And there's some handheld PCs
no.
the same thing now.
I'm talking about Project X Cloud.
Thank you. I was
Oh,
waiting for
yeah,
some.
yeah, no doubt.
Hold on, guys. Let PK talk. Y'all
That's
have
coming.
interrupted him enough.
He asked me a question.
PK, he
asked
didn't.
Lemon a
But
question.
Lemon and my boy Slayer didn't know. I was saying I was waiting for anybody to say it because I was hoping 100 was going to bring it up. But I'm glad. Thank you, PK. Thank you. I was like, thank you. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
That's my point.
Go ahead.
Is all of you guys are right, right?
Get
And
the
that's
floor.
kind of my
Have the
point.
floor. Take the
My
floor.
point is he did not mention the evolution of gaming being streaming on the go because he's not interested in the new technology that the NVIDIA Shield, or anything American that's pushing gaming to a different innovation is what he called it. And that's that's why you're looking at him sideways, is because what are you talking about? Because Nintendo did not innovate anything. They just took what they failed at doing with the Wii U and try to make it work with the Switch. Because let's just be real, everybody thought the Wii U was the actual game machine.
The controller.
It was the controller, but they
thought right. You're right. It was confusion.
they actually thought that they could take the gamepad with them on the go.
The Switch ain't nothing but a
they
Wii
said,
U portable.
Let's give them what they thought the Switch, what the Wii U was, into an actual console. And yes, they got the older technology of the Integra chip put in because it was cheaper.
That's right.
And they underclock it so it doesn't overheat. It still gets hot, but it doesn't overheat and shut down. Now,
it bends your system. That's how hot it gets.
We're not gonna get on Nintendo Switch. I'm just gonna point out what this man's. He is definitely very biased, and most traditional Japanese are. They don't because that is what they're doing. They support Japan. They play Japan. That's it. Right now, he's like a lot of people pointed out. They got a couple games that they supported. They don't own none of these titles. I just want to point out they don't own none of these IPs that actually sold. They are licensed to do work for these companies. Astro Train belongs to Nintendo. Okay, Bayonetta belongs to Sega. Nier Automata belongs to Square. So they don't own none of those IPs. But they were paid a lot of money to make sure the quality was at least meet the standards to be on that console. Any third-party games that were licensed, if you look, the quality is different. Transformers and Ninja Turtles, the quality is different from Nier, Bayonetta, and Astro Chain. I can't use the name. Astro Chain.
Yeah.
The quality is different because they were not paid to meet those standards. They were just getting a cash grab. These guys look at gaming in a different way. This is why none of their games has ever sold the way Western and European markets have sold their games. compare, pick any game. You can compare a single player action or slightly action. Uh, uh, what's the Odyssey? Compare that to Bayonetta. Has Odyssey outsold Bayonetta? Have more people know about Assassin's Creed than Bayonetta? Yes. Nier Automata is more popular in Japan than it is in the Western market because it. Yes, it's a okay game to me, and I love action games. It's okay, but I'm gonna be real. It's niche. I'm not gonna play through this game 3 times because I don't like all the characters and blah blah blah. But my point is, it's still a niche game. It's not something everybody can be attracted to. It's not something you're gonna sell with a console. You never seen a ship with a console. And what I'm getting at is he's deliberately avoiding trying to look at the innovation that is coming out of the next generation. And that includes the PS5. That includes the fact that they put in a lot of money to put in some super fast SSD nowhere ever seen before to be able to load these games. Ridiculous. And far as mentioned in the Switch being able, yes, it was the first true console experience that you could take on the go. But you're saying you're stopping there and saying you're bored, not seeing the initiatives of what Amazon and Google and Microsoft is trying to do by bringing gaming outside of just one dimension realm. Because again, he's praising the Nintendo for being able to play a single player game, and Nintendo is still lacking online capabilities. The true innovation is beyond the one dimensional, I'm going to sit here and play this console. We play more games online than any other single player title, period. Period. So there is no innovation. That is the old way of doing business, the old way of doing games. That's why it seems kind of slighted. And as far as him saying I'm coming off negative, you are negative. You are being negative because you feel slighted. And for some reason it seems like you're taking silent jabs at and I don't know if he's taking a silent jab at Microsoft and Sony directly, but it seems to me that they're a little upset. Maybe they're not really getting work from those two companies. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're not getting hired to do that because I highly doubt that they will ever get any work with Microsoft on any future titles.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. There was a lot of great
That's
points
a
though.
stretch, but I mean, I could believe it. But I think what the situation is, is what I said before. This is just my opinion. I just want to reiterate what I was saying before. Maybe it wasn't clear, but I think they're only beholden to whoever is paying their checks. Because when they were working on see, I forget the name again of the game with the dragon.
Scalebound.
Scalebound. Man, I hear the hurt in your voice every time you say that
I'm
name.
tired of
Yeah.
you bringing this shit up. Hurry up and
I'm
get it
sorry.
done.
Every time you
but
Yeah.
just a little bit more. But either
I
way,
know.
man,
You gotta
back when they were working
hurry
together with
up
that
and get
game,
it done.
when they were working with that game, it was all good with Microsoft. It was all love and candy and kisses and stuff. But now, that they don't have no games on their system, and apparently same for Sony. Everybody can cash the smoke. You're not paying any bills. They don't give no fucks about you. That's what it seems to be all about with Platinum right now.
I mean, you're true. I'm just saying, but this dude gave his opinion outside of that. It was like he didn't even know this was going to get printed. So he was just having a casual conversation with this guy, even though he was interviewing him. He didn't think it would get out there. So, but again, it does reflect their mentality. Like that's the way they outlook. That's how they look. They're very small minded. And I'm sorry for making a comment on that, but it just
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's
it,
fine.
it really irks my nerves when I see someone like this. When you see real developers excited for what kind of games they can't wait to create, and this guy's bored. What? Are you guys the real developers, or are you guys hustlers? Like
I'm a hustler, baby.
Maybe it's a little bit of both. It's maybe a little both. All right, so let me get to 100's point on this, and then we get to the next topic. 100, what do you think about this whole situation with Platinum and?
I don't give two. Y'all talk too damn much. Go to the next one.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
Damn,
I mean, Claire, he did interrupt quite a bit. Lemon, he's over here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing the most.
Nope. I ain't saying
Good
nothing.
job of rounding it off. Just topping it up.
Yeah. We just topping it off.
Remember,
Okay,
I talked before them.
but you still interrupted.
No, I didn't.
You
I ain't
said
say a word.
he's asking me a question.
He asked me a question.
All right. But Slayer was really.
Yeah, he damn sure was. He's mad.
And then he had 3 or 4 rebuttals on his own rebuttal. Like, Lord have mercy. And then he had to do a repeat of bringing up.
At least he's not drinking.
I'm not drinking. I'm sipping.
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about at least he's not drinking. You ain't never seen him when he was drinking.
Who said that? That boy about to get hurt. Anyway, so all right, so let's get to this next topic, man, before we get to probably the Halo topic. And I don't know. I kind of want to get into the Halo topic. I just want to kind of knock that out and then see what we got. Let me see. I don't see what time.
Let's just do Halo then.
All right, let's go to Halo. All right, so this one I think is going to be a little touchy because it definitely will be for me, and I'm pretty sure 100 is going to be in the same boat about
You
this.
should go to him first.
I am. I'm going to go to 100 first about this because I know 100's going to have a long chat with us about it. So, okay, Ryan McCaffrey, he came out the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but he made a comment basically talking about, like, you know, Halo. This is going to be the biggest Halo ever funded. This is going to be, you know, there's so much money poured into it, $500 million poured into this game. You know, including the new engine, the Slip Space engine, and he's saying everything is riding on this game, or this would be considered as a Strike 3. Now, I've heard people in the comments making the reference to the Strike 3, right? So I got my comments to do on it, so I know I'm going to go in. But I'm gonna go to you 100. What do you take from that? Because he basically just said that anything that 343 has had their hands on really hasn't lived up to the example of what people think what Halo is or was, and basically saying that people will probably just start, you know, will kind of treat Halo as just a secondary game. What is your thoughts about that? Do you agree?
Man, I don't know why y'all listen to that old Shaggy dude. No. I don't know why y'all even listen to his comments. That's what y'all sit on.
Can we have a topic instead of you telling us what we shouldn't listen to? Can you give us a rebuttal?
Because like I say, that's some things that you gotta cut that, like, all right, you know what, that's full of BS. And move on from it. It's my thing is, we know that's not that. No, man, if Microsoft ain't never put no strikes on 343. Man, you know X, you know how much.
He's making it into the sense not about Microsoft, but he's talking about.
That's so raggedy ass opinion. He won't think about
get that 100, but this is public opinion in the sense of what. There's a lot of people that says this actually, even Xbox fans.
But if the dummies I'm fall for it. Because Mark's
if they fall for it, there's going to be other people that's going to pay attention to it and think that it's true.
Well, that's their dummy ass, and that's what you. That's their old dummy ass.
I knew it.
So hold on. Okay,
let them be dummy because they don't want to sit there. They want to follow the flock and the sheep. Let them. I'm thinking about it. If you don't want to be saved, you ain't got to be saved. You only can preach to you once. I already put my hand out for you.
Can you preach? But how about you preach instead of calling people dummies? That's not going to get it done. Come on, bro.
I gave them the sermon already. They don't
gave the sermon. This is a whole new topic.
I gave them the sermon already.
What's the sermon? I haven't heard the sermon. I haven't heard the sermon.
A lot of people didn't like Halo 5 because it was a black man. I said it. I cried 2 tears in the bucket.
Okay,
because it was a bunch of minorities together.
So you saying
they didn't like that because of the cheat.
That the story was a problem? So you're telling me that there wasn't no inaccuracies with the story, or
no, there wasn't no inaccuracy. It was man. People still talk about Halo 5 now. Look at the biggest channels on YouTube and all that. It's Halo. How many guys that you got? You got my man, Installation 00. You know what I'm saying? Listen to a bunch of guys. If people that's if this was one and done.
To be fair, the biggest channels on YouTube are not Halo related content creators. I'm
talking about is, you know what?
There are big ones out there.
About the Halo community. I ain't talking about the big. I'm talking about the biggest. I'm about like, man, nobody gonna talk about. They already know Minecraft and all the rest of that.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm talking.
All right.
now.
Somebody about to get cut.
Hey, you said somebody about to get cut. Put it in the
tracing.
chat. Hashtag race tracing, because 100 is going in.
I'm gonna copyright that shit.
Go ahead,
Yo, let
copyright
100 preach, man. He reading from the book of Acts.
I know. I want to hear it. Go ahead. Oh, before you do, hold on. Thank you, Agent Slugger. He says, "Don't let the frauds get to you." I hear you, bro. Thank you for the embers. 100. Come on, preach to us. Give us the sermon. That's what
I'm gonna put it this way. If 343, if this is the last strike, why Microsoft fund all these books? Why all this merchandise? Why all these tournaments?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Why people still playing Warzone and playing multiplayer? Why they keep on adding stuff? Why they Twitter things talking about we doing this week, we adding Super for PS this week.
Can I answer that? Can I tell you why? $2.5 billion. That's why.
If Halo did so bad, no, you guys didn't like. This is what I learned about the gaming community. Some of them don't like change. They don't. I know the chief. I love the chief. Chief is my dude, but it's gonna be a time where he got to go. You know what I'm saying? You don't think about it. The Halo universe is so big, it don't have to be about Blue Team and the Chief. It don't, because there's a lot of stories what's going on with the Banished right now. What's going on that it's a lot of comics that's talking about that breaks the law. Some people want to sit there and like, I just want you to tell me the story and just read it to me like it's a bedtime story. No, you take your ass out and go to the library and go read, and it's called YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
People will sit there and break it down to you. My man Installation 00 breaks down the ship models, who owned the ship, who mama was on the ship, who daddy was on the ship, did they get born on the ship? Because what he does is research. If you don't believe it, it's Halopedia. You can go to Halopedia. It breaks everything down to you like a shotgun. If that game is doing so bad, how Microsoft is putting all this money into this? Microsoft is buying new Warhogs. You know, people going to cosplays dressing like these people. Halo ain't dead. You want it dead because you didn't like the direction that you didn't like. Thing about it is, I'm tired of people talking about this because I didn't like it. And you ain't supposed to like it. That's your fault. That's their masterpiece. That's what they created. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Preach to him, 100. Go ahead. Don't stop. Lord, we need it. Talk to him.
But see, that's what they want. And don't let the media tell you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many... I know, and you guys, how many times we didn't beat Halo 5?
Oh, man.
How many times we didn't try to play it on Legendary? How many people said Halo 4 was garbage? Remember, Master Chief Collection was dead. Everybody on the Master Chief Collection. Always on PlayStation, it's always on PC. Oh, it's a dream. It's all a dream. We used to look at porno magazines now. No, come on. No, man. No, they don't, no, man. Y'all talking about, I'm a Halo fanatic, but I'm gonna keep it real. It's not going nowhere. Ryan McCaffrey, he need to get a journalism snack. I'm gonna go. I gotta go on what's this that unlock and preach to him, but he might be scared of me.
Send him a testimony. Testify.
You know what I'm saying? I might have to sit here and just tell him the straight truth. Halo was not dead. It's never been dead, and it won't die. If you look, if Halo was like, put this way, Halo is straight up what you call it. Halo is with the Star Treks, the Battlestar Galacticas, the Star Wars. They in that realm. In that realm.
Talk to him.
You know, he played Halo Wars too. Who played Unukuni?
Everybody wants to start laughing.
Unukuni. He made up another one. Unikuni. Oh my God!
Halo Wars 2. Thing about it, Halo Wars 1 had excellent production. They tuned it down because they know everybody. It was niche. It wasn't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy games are all niche.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Stupid.
So, but think about it.
You gotta say it if you're gonna say
They
it
made
right.
that bad boy, but they made that bad boy. You know, all of us damn near beat it.
Oh yeah.
We was playing it, and we liked the story. And like I said, we wanted to banish. They brung a character out of what you call a side story.
Gears Tactics ain't for everybody either. That's another strategy RTS.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about that.
Talk about it. Testify.
You know, how many right now are these games that they clone got that they still playing? I can go play Gears. I see people got problems with Gears and their story because you play as a girl and a black man. That, you know what I'm saying, they became the best friends. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Now I already know it's gonna be on the cheap, but I hope they bring the crew. I hope it can. You can pick your team.
Well, we about to serve.
Now,
we about to choir today. Well, go ahead. Well, honey, you got
now do it is I will merge since Buck is gone now. Buck is back with his old team with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That they merge Osiris and Blue Team together, and that's what I hope they do. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my saying, save Locke. Locke was my dude. Oh, he didn't talk. He didn't talk.
Oh man.
What you mean? She didn't talk. We're trying to talk for him. He barely talked now. He didn't tell you, no, I ain't going back.
He talked more in Halo 5 than he ever talked in any other games. Well, maybe Halo 4. Halo 4.
No, he talked a lot in Halo 4.
He told that Captain, so that Captain hell with you. You don't want to listen. I'm telling you what's going on. That world is so big. It's so big. You can tell so many stories out of it. And matter of fact, we was talking about this the other night. Even what was that? Spartan Ops. When you play with Team Crystal, you know a lot of people don't know that in Halo 4 that side story exists.
Oh yeah.
And that's why you got Osiris. You find out why Harley ain't got an arm. People didn't play that mode. But you know what I'm saying? Halo for life, just like Xbox for life. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to drink on that. So
that's the show right there.
That's the show.
Nobody else.
That's the show. I think we're done. I think we're done.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
All right, yeah, he brought the choir back. I ain't played the choir in a long time, but yeah, 100 was over there preaching to him. Good shit. All right, so let me go to you, Slayer, on this.
God damn it!
Yes.
How the hell am I supposed to follow up after that?
Because you just got to. Somebody has to follow up. So I mean,
I got to.
Yeah, you got to. So
shut into this.
All right, so give me your thoughts on what Ryan is saying. I mean, do you think that there's some legitimate point that he's brought out about, like, Halo is going to probably be looked at as less of a legacy title and then more of just a regular title if this Halo doesn't hit expectations?
Okay, so yeah, Halo. Look, man, it's like I said last week and maybe the week before. Perception is a motherfucker. Okay, there's the facts and how shit goes down, and there's how people see it. Okay, and it could be no one ever knows that X event happened, and everybody thinks it was actually Y, but it doesn't change what happened, even if no one believes it. So when you look at Halo 4 and 5, there's this narrative that it's not what Halo is all about. It's not this, it's not that, because they dared to be different. They dared to add more to the art style, the mythology, all aspects of Halo. 343 were the guys from Bungie who didn't want to do Destiny, who wanted to stay on with Halo because they loved Halo. Okay, and they got some other folks together and they made a studio that's dedicated to Halo. That's what they do. They chose to be there. Okay, and they clearly love Halo. So when you look at for example, Halo 5, it sold how many copies now?
Oh, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows.
15?
Yeah,
It's
like
up to
I
you.
mean, it
You only
broke
know the
records.
finances.
It broke
It broke,
records.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
broke records. So yeah, it
as
sold.
every other Halo does. They break records.
Well,
So all this
this
talk,
one generated more money than any other Halo.
In
So
all of them.
right?
yeah, so
Okay, so then that is true about Halo 5. And that was the thing that was in the back of my mind. I couldn't exactly remember. It's made more than any of the other Halos, and they all break records. They all break records. So when I'm talking about perception, okay, there's the money perception, which is undeniable. Undeniable. Okay? And then there's this perception of, oh, it's not like the older Halos, they did this, they did that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like it's a a scar on the name of Halo, or they perceive it to be when it's really not, because if that was true, then the money situation would be not true, and that's just not going to happen. The two have a relation. So if people didn't like Halo 5, it wouldn't have sold. That's simple. Clearly, it sold very well, and people liked it well enough. So, and all this talk about, they need to show and prove, only if you want to kill this narrative. If they knock this next one out the park when no one can say anything, which can't happen anyway, because the people who are talking all this crap are the people who don't want Halo to succeed. It's that simple. It's so black and white. It's not opinion anymore. Halo kicks ass every time. It sells crazy units. It breaks records every time. If it was a crap game, it wouldn't have done that anytime. But it does it every time. Like, you can't have this opinion that Halo fell off. Clearly it didn't. Halo ain't dead. And anything else I could say on the subject, 100 said it way better than I could. We're sitting here laughing and joking about what he had to say, but everything he said was true. Everything. Well, I have nothing more to say on that.
all right, cool. PK, what is your thoughts on what Ryan McCaffrey thought? Like, I mean, do you think that there's some kind of, I know he means well, but do you understand what he's trying to say when he makes points like that? I mean, do you think it's dangerous? Also, that's another point. Do you think having that type of, posting that type of language, does it set up things to be, um, you know, taken out of context because it seems like Halo is on its last leg when obviously so far from what we've heard and from what people have seen is that it's not on its last leg, but the way that it could be perceived, it might be. Or do you think that that's problematic, or do you think that he has a point?
Um, so I guess my first question is how much weight does this guy's opinion hold on
Well,
anything?
Ryan McCaffrey has a lot
Too
of,
much, unfortunately.
yeah, a lot of credibility.
Well, credibility or how much
As a journalist.
as
It
a
doesn't matter.
journalist?
That goes a long way. He has a lot of.
Credibility, I won't say that much, but traffic, he goes
Well,
a
I'm
fair
sorry.
amount.
I said credibility. I meant it wrong. Yeah, he has a lot of traffic.
Gotcha.
You know,
So he gets
IGN
a
has
lot of people
millions of
paying
people that
attention.
watch
I,
that subscribe and watch their stuff. So
because I
he's got
I
a lot of
I'm
pull.
just saying there's a lot of people who watch IGN who also don't agree with any of them. But so the way I see it is that this guy obviously has an opinion. He may not have liked Halo 5. He may not have liked Halo 4, and he just generally did not like how the Halo collection was. This is his opinion. Though he did not form it in that direction. He didn't form it that way. He made it as a statement, and it can be taken negatively. Um, he did not highlight the fact that um, 343 was using an engine that was developed when Bungie was working on Halo, and that's why the Halo Connect collection had issues, and that's why Microsoft spent so much money developing their own engine, is to start off with something brand new and to allow these guys the first opportunity to flex with this brand new engine with something no one has ever seen before. And I don't think anyone would invest that much money in R&D for something they think is going to go away. So he didn't mention any of this stuff because he's not looking at it at a broad, or at least he didn't mention it in a broad scope. And I think that was deliberate. So in a way, I think it was meant to catch attention, to create controversy, and to get people talking. And it worked. So I'm gonna go back to what 100 said is he may have done this intentionally.
Mhm.
Just to get
Yeah, I could see that.
a lot of drama going. A lot of people speaking negatively. I mean, let's face it, IGN doesn't have a good track record when it comes to being honest, and especially about playing games. So it's half of them don't even play the games that they claim that they're reviewing. So it's and they've been caught doing it. So it's not like this is new news. This is documented evidence.
Especially IGN.
Yes.
So
So
they'll read it. Somebody will play it, and now they'll say somebody, and they just reading their editorial.
well, not just that. Some of their and not to go down the rabbit hole, but a lot of things they do is really shady, and they have been caught and had to apologize, had to retract all these different things. But then a lot of things, and they do have some. Don't, I'm not gonna crap on all of them, because let's be real, they do have some that are super legit. I remember a lady who reviewed Uncharted, the last Uncharted game, and gave it an 8, and everybody went in on her because of that, and IGN flipped the number around to give it a 9 so that the PlayStation guys.
Are you serious? I didn't even know that they did that.
No, legit. And
You
she
don't remember
said,
that? That was a big thing to happen, man.
yeah,
I
that was a
don't.
big
Yeah,
I
that
thing.
was
may.
major.
I may have
Major.
talked about it. That's probably when I was. Well, I was done with the media with a lot of the
But,
things with ratings and stuff. But anyway, but
but,
yeah, that
but
definitely
yeah,
would
the
have took
point
those
is
games.
there are some people that are legit, and there's some people who are what you guys call frauds on IGN, and that guy is one of them. How many times has this guy tried to ask Phil the same questions he's already answered? How many
And
times?
and just rewording it.
Yeah. How many
Mhm.
times have we seen him interview Microsoft about the same information that they already made public? And how many times have
Mhm.
he asked Nintendo or Sony about the information that they made public? And I'm not trying to go in.
Politician.
I'm not trying to go in, but think about this. Nintendo had a huge controversy. I know this. I keep bringing this up. Well, Pokemon 2019 was a huge controversy, but they did not interview Nintendo about it.
Nope, they didn't even talk about it. Nope.
No, they talked about it, but
Oh
they
no, I was gonna
defended
say they
it.
talked about it, but yeah, they just made it into yeah. They didn't go all in like they have.
No, they
Yeah,
Of course
defended
no,
not.
it on
yeah,
their YouTube
no.
channel, not
Yeah.
on IGN, but on their side sister channel somewhere else,
Mhm.
and try to defend it, almost as if they got a check from Nintendo. It's so crazy because out of everyone who reviewed the Pokemon 2019, they were the only ones that gave the game a damn near perfect, which is weird, which
Mhm.
is reverse from other people's experiences. And all I'm saying is this kind of sheds light. Is some of it is clickbait. They want the attention.
It's
They
money.
want
Yeah.
the
Money grab. Yeah.
controversy. So it's kind of like he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it to get a buzz, and it's it can be dangerous. But at the end of the day, I believe franchises like Halo, the amount of money and time they have put into this is going to show its own. It's not going to hurt Halo. I don't. That one man can never bring down Halo. Okay, just like one person can never bring down Pokemon. As terrible as that last
That's
game
right.
was, not one person's opinion could ever change that. You know, people are going to buy Halo because that's just their favorite franchise, no matter what. Period.
No
They're going
matter
to
what was said about the story.
exactly.
Mhm.
Period. And and the better the game, the more people talk, the more people is going to come to it. The point is his opinion and what his issues with 343. He's doing this deliberately, because he didn't have to come out and say it. That's what you got to think about. He could have kept that to himself, said it to his friends, but no, he came out and said this for a reason, and it's working because we're talking about it now. So, and at the end of the day, and I'm just ended with this. No, I don't think anything he had to say would hurt anything that's going on with the Halo franchise. No, I don't think he can change anybody's mind personally because a lot of people don't even know who he is. And I be on IGN too reading the comments, and a lot of people don't agree with these guys. They're on there trying to see if they have anything to pick out of it that makes sense, right? And some people will defend them because and that's just how it works. But the point is, he did it to create controversy. That's what I believe.
Really great point. All right, let me go to you, Livewire. What is your thoughts about this, man? I mean, you think I'm waiting for anybody to see if they're going to agree with Ryan McCaffrey. If not, then I'm probably have to play devil's advocate. But it is what it is. But what do
Now,
you think,
now,
bro?
now, throw me. Now, what did he exactly say?
He said,
I know he.
all right,
Go
hold on,
ahead.
hold on. Go ahead, go ahead. Ask a question.
No, I'm saying I know he said something. It's their last chance or something, or should be their last
I'll
chance.
go look for it. I'll go look for it. I'll go look for it.
Pretty much said if they mess this up, that's it for them. This
Right.
will be the
I'm
third
ad
strike.
libbing, but
That's
I'll
what
go.
he basically said.
I'll go. I'll go get it. I'll go get it, and I'll read it to you. So go ahead. But what's your thoughts?
Uh,
Regardless, live.
I'll look at it this way. The way he's talking is like they're in the lab somewhere. Halo 5, everybody else, Microsoft. Am I missing something here? Like that's what it sounds like. The way he talking, he's acting like Phil Spencer ain't see what they doing. Matt Booty ain't see what they doing. Yes, everybody who's above 343, they know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm pretty sure when they came in there, they already had discussions on what worked, what didn't work. I mean, think about this. Uh, when Halo 4 happened, and they had the whole shit with the multiplayer and all that shit, that shit was fucked up, right? Everybody said, "Oh, what the hell are they doing? They don't know how to build Halo. That shit is trash." Blah 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 blah. Right? The Halo 5 came out, and it's the best multiplayer that Halo has ever had. Right? So how are they able to go from Halo 4 being a disaster to Halo 5 being a revolution, and then having an issue with Halo 5's campaign? Granted, it's due to
Let me read.
time
Let me
constraints.
Let
All
me
right, go
read it
ahead.
to you. All right. It says, the first part, it says, I know I'm getting ahead of myself and I don't want to sound dramatic, but has there ever been so much riding on a showing of a game for Microsoft than the July reveal of Halo Infinite? And then he puts 5 year wait, long silence, next gen, launch title, face of the new Xbox One first party. Then he says, I'd argue that no other Halo has had this kind of pressure. Halo 2 was before social media, and Halo 4 was just during the 360 glory days. Was during the 360 glory days, and I certainly can't name another Xbox game that has this kind of make or break feel to it. If for an IP and a larger first-party platform's reputation, that's what he says.
Halo 1 through 3 had this similar amount of pressure on it because, let's be honest, the development behind those three games was an absolute shit show. And they had to deliver on pretty constrained timeframes at the point. Now, of course, social media wasn't present back then, but of course, with it now, everything's exaggerated. But like, as far as the make it or break,
Right.
that's been around since the beginning for most.
Did Halo 2 get real get put to hell because it got cut off early?
Hold on. I'll get into that when Kevin goes to me. I'll just gonna
Right,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like I got
Oh,
Op and I got
oh,
Lemon to
yeah.
get into it, but yeah, I want Live to go ahead and give me his thoughts on those comments.
I, I would think it. You know what? I would say yes if that was Xbox had. If Xbox didn't have any other big, like if you're only with the mindset that Xbox is simply Halo, Gears, and Forza, then yes.
Hmm.
But if you're in the mindset that Microsoft's going to make other big games that are coming out from these other studios, then no. Because at the end of the day, not everybody likes fucking Halo. Like I love Halo, and a lot of people on the panel love Halo, but not everybody loves Halo. So guess what? Halo could be the baddest planet, but that doesn't mean shit, bro. Bro, how many? Boom. Remember this conversation when I told you my cousin came over to look at the PS? He ain't never seen him, and I showed him Gears of War and God of War, Spider Man, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." He wasn't impressed. I thought he was going to jump out his seat, but he didn't give a shit because it wasn't Halo or Gears, bro. That's just the way he is. But you know what I mean. So it doesn't. It doesn't. It depends on the person. Like everybody's gonna be looking for different shit. So yes, it'd be great for Halo to be like, as a Halo fan, want this shit to be amazing. And I don't really have a doubt that they don't know that this shit needs to be amazing. As much as motherfuckers complain and complain and complain, I'm pretty sure they have an idea that people. I mean, come on, between the fans complaining, PlayStation guys that don't even play fucking the games complain, the fucking people on YouTube, the YouTubers complaining, and fucking the websites complaining about Halo 5 and Master Chief Collection. I'm pretty sure that 343 knows you might want to not fuck up the launch of Halo Infinite. I'm just saying. If they don't, then that, bro, if they don't know that at that point, I don't know what to tell you. You mean?
I agree. I agree. Like, I
So
mean, they know. I think every time that you come out with a big game, there's pressure. That to me, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'll get to my point at the end.
it's
I
any
just I don't know, man. I just find it to be crazy, man. I really do. But you made a great point. Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
anytime you have franchise that is considered to be elite, you
Hmm.
don't want it. You don't want to just throw shit out there that's going to diminish what your franchise is, right?
Hmm.
You just don't. I mean, you could improve on your franchise and go from like a Mission Impossible. They got like 7 Mission Impossible. Everybody's like, damn, they got a bunch. But every time they come out with another one, you see that shit, right? But then you had like shit back in the day when they had 100 police academies. Them shits got worse and worse over the time. It depends on who's cultivating the franchise. But again, you're looking at two different tiers of properties. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Crash Bandicoot here. We're talking about Halo. As much as motherfuckers fanboy for Crash Bandicoot, that shit is a double A game at best. You know?
Yeah.
So it's not. It was never on the same tier as Halo. A franchise that's $1 billion franchise, they're going to make sure that they put the right people there in order to, get what they need. And they're not gonna pussyfoot around and like I'm telling you, somebody's in there, they're looking at the game. Because you know how they built Halo 5, you know what I mean, with their multiplayer. The only difference is they did with the multiplayer, they did not do campaign. So they have to have inside people like, all right, this story building, and because their main thing was just trying to get that player co-op to work properly with all the different characters. So I think that ate up a lot of their time. Everything had to be built around that in the story. So it's just I don't know how they're building it, what they're doing, but I'm pretty sure they have 5 years to do it. And this is probably the longest time they had on any of their franchises.
It
Gears,
had, yeah, yeah. Anything there's just the longest gap
yeah, for
between
Forza,
Halos. Yeah.
yeah, but between Forza didn't get this much time, and Gears of War 5 didn't get this much time between Gears 4. So
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure that Gears 6 will probably, I don't know if it'll get 5 years, but it's gonna
Gears is
get
going to
more
be on
time
hiatus for a little while. Yeah.
because I think Gears 5 could have been better if they didn't have to. They pretty much had to bring it out as soon as they did because again, it's one of the only properties that they could control, and the studio's good enough to do it. And even with the time restraints on it, they still give you a great game in the process. It just wasn't a masterpiece, but it was an amazing experience. So, I mean, giving them enough time, they could probably come up with something, just as crazy. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree. That's why I said I'll wait till my last until my time. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to you, Op, and then I'll go to 108 last. Go ahead and give me your thoughts, Op. I mean, and I have to ask you a little question too. Let's just say that let's say that they in. I kind of want to throw this question into everybody so everybody jumps in. So I'll ask that question after you get done. Go ahead and say what you got to say, Op.
But yeah, go up at Brian McCaffrey's tweet. He's technically not wrong, though will say that it's exaggerated a little bit completed right now.
Mm-hmm.
There always been pressure on Halo games to deliver, even the first Halo game, but that's before people knew about it. But it was a big, not a launch title, but it was a big head runner for the Xbox when it first came out at that time. And most of the issues or gets pressure that came with these games usually came from behind the scenes with development between Bungie and stuff. But let's be honest, with all the Vidocs information they put out there, it's always been a shit show between both of them when making these Halo games right now. Like, it's a miracle that they were successful and came out the way they did. People love them today the way they have. But going on from there, I think the biggest issue that people have with Halo is that they're inconsistent. They're inconsistent. They contradict themselves. They don't realize the loop that they're in right now. It's pretty much a meme within the Halo community. Like, there's always, like, with the exception of Halo 1, the next game that comes out is also going to be divisive. People hate it or love it. As soon as the next game comes out, that game will be hate or love it. But the game previously will be loved with like rose tinted glasses at that point. This has always been a thing for the Halo games as well. Halo 1, the fan base loved it. Halo 2, they hated it for multiple reasons. They didn't like the direction of the multiplayer in certain aspects, and didn't like the campaign most of all. Not just because of the cliffhanger at the end, that's universal amongst gaming at that point, but the fact that it was split between Master Chief and the Arbiter at that point. And that was a big, they really kind of swapped in the Halo community at the time when it came out. Now when Halo 3 came out,
Thank you for the Embers music. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so now when Halo 3 came out, people looked at back Halo 2. Hey, I really love the story. Actually do appreciate the different, pacing and different take on the campaign we played as well. They loved it after their damage was done to Halo 2 at that point. But then Halo 3 came out. There's devices at that point as well. Not necessarily from the campaign at this point, because there are plot holes in it, but more so the multiplayer. As far as the changes between the hit scan to the projectile, as far as some of the weapons working with the Halo multiplayer at the point. So there are always issues and pressure within the Halo games as well. Some of them just for different reasons or different magnitudes at this point. So going from there, from Halo 3 going to Halo ODST, as far as I can tell, there wasn't really any issues with that, as well as we do see with games right now. Mm-hmm. Going from there to Halo Reach, the biggest issue with Halo Reach was the canonicity, the campaign, because Halo Reach campaign it's pretty much retcon from the books at this point, and that pissed off a lot of people because they wanted it to be they wanted to have Prince tell the same story they did in the books, but Bungie, they want to tell it differently, so they had to retcon and make a couple changes, a lot of changes.
But Reach is one of the beloved games now. That's the
man.
That's
when it came
crazy.
out, it was hated.
Yeah, I know.
Man, not only for the campaign, but
it wasn't that far off. That game, you gotta understand, that's a book and that's a video game. They wasn't that far.
I understand that the fan base they can't really wrap their head.
Yep, they wasn't that far off the certain things.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but they made a couple of big changes to I guess make it more aligned with the pacing of the video game. But going on from the campaign to multiplayer, there's a weird echo in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gone now. Oh, yeah, it's gone now.
All right.
So yeah, going on to multiplayer at that point, one of the biggest contentions within the multiplayer was the quote-unquote Spartan abilities they added to it, as far as sprint, the armor lock, and other abilities I can't remember. Oh, jetpack as well. And as far as the weapon bloom and how weapons handle in the multiplayer as well. So between campaign and multiplayer in a majority of Halo games, there's always been issues with the community. That's always been a part of Halo franchise forward. It's never going to go away at this point. Because people cannot keep the same energy. People will just forget how quickly they hate on a game that they will go back and love it after a new game comes out at this point. And people are just not simple. I don't understand how this community, like, they're aware it's mean, but they're not aware enough to call themselves out and just like stop, like, wait, man, I'm repeating this bullshit cycle again at this point. But unfortunately, this will really never go away in the Halo community. So like, there is a lot riding on Halo Infinite, and it is magnified a little bit worse now because of social media right now. Because another issue with the Halo community is that there's a lot of people that are bandwagoners at this point. So even the Master Chief Collection on Steam right now, which has been what people have asked for right now, people were pretty much dismissing it or not. Are pretty much saying they're not going to play the game because they don't see the population there at that point. So I'm trying to figure out like you don't want to play the game because you don't see enough people playing it at this point. You see a specific quota being met at that point. Like, it really makes no sense. So like you have a lot of Halo community members who are really, I guess, having grievances or gripes about the games for just the wrong reasons at this point. Either the game's popular enough for them to get on it, or not. People don't like it at this point. Because the biggest issue, even the content creators in the Halo community and fans as well, who had against Halo 4 and Halo 5 was the popularity and how people react to it at this point. A lot of people didn't like those games, so they kind of tuned their opinions around as well, or they pretty much they fortify their opinions based on the fact that they were popular, they were well received of this community as well. So we usually do have a lot of frauds in this community who are to have pretty big voices. They talk a lot, and because vocal minority at this point, so they have that playing as well. So Halo as a franchise going forward, it will always be fucked. There will always be issues going forward. But like, it's what we're experiencing right now is not too different from what we experienced in the past with previous Halos right now. It's a little bit worse because of social media and people are just fraud, can't be consistent, and really don't have their minds of their own. So that's pretty how I feel about it.
Perfect example for you.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Somebody today, you know what I'm saying? And they was talking about the old Star Trek fans and the new Star Trek fans. You know, how Star Trek didn't change and all that other stuff. And there's some people that like it, and there's some people that will go, you know what I'm saying, that don't like it. It's like, and they're not open-minded because of they want the old stuff. They want to see the Kirks and all that. But they don't want to see something like, they didn't like the Next Generation. They didn't like Picard, but they love Picard.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like was that Deep Space Nine, but what they love is Deep Space Nine now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm getting what you're saying. It's like everybody wants the Arbiter was one of the hatest characters in the world. Why we gotta play as Arbiter?
Yeah.
Until the next game.
Where the Arbiter at? We could have this and this and that, but I'm like, let them guys tell their story. Because I mean, I guess people gave gamers too much power. Well,
Bungie did to the point. Bungie, they had the course correct after the backlash. Because I believe one of Vidocs or articles they said like they made the story focus on Master Chief in Halo 3 because everybody hated it in Halo 2. But now once Halo 3 came out, people are like, what the fuck? Where Robert at? We liked him. Like, bitch, like him now? After 3 years of hating him? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on. Like, that's the issue with him. They are inconsistent. They do this shit every time. Or whoever's handling the time, they have to course correct because at that time, that is the biggest headline. That's the biggest concerns they have. And they have to change it going forward because they know, or they probably have a feeling, if they don't know, people will change their minds afterwards once the next game comes around. They can't really plan for that. They have to go off of what the critiques and criticisms are getting right now. That's what Endgame Developer does. They adjust and adapt to what they're hearing right now, what they think is going to happen in the future. Like, that's just how it works. And just like, it's so stupid because it keeps happening. Like, we know it's going to happen, but like, it really can't be avoided at this point.
All right. Was that a grunt because you ready to talk?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
No, I mean that grunt was kind of serious. Was you ready to talk? I mean, is that what that was?
Yeah.
He said, "Let me clear my throat."
Is that what that was?
Live is stupid.
Don't be no chicken. Was that what you was meaning for? Is that what you was trying to get?
But let me get to my last point. Then let him go. But like another thing, one of the biggest reasons people hate Halo 5 is because a portion of the community, like 100%, they can't accept change at this point. They don't have an open mind. If the games do not innovate in the ways they feel it should, they're not going to mess with it for the most part. Like, look at the how the movement system changed in Halo 5 at this point. People hate it because it was like the originals. When in actuality, most people hate it because it's really easy, but they didn't never really learn how to work with it or didn't really master it. Because one of the issues with people having a movement system, they're saying how one is generic copies of other games, which I don't understand. They're just one of the biggest issues I have with it. And two, it's like they say it's too easy to get into at this point. I'm saying there's really always been a ceiling for skill. Like, there's always been a high ceiling for skill in the Halo games. No matter how the game plays at that point in time, just people have to learn how to get used to it, how to work with it. and just figure out how it works at this point. Like there's a content creator, I forgot his name. I believe he was previously doing I think he was doing casting for Halo Championships at one point. He started doing more. He started streaming more on his own, just showing mechanics of Halo 5. And there's a lot of mechanics I didn't know myself, and how to work the actual base movement system of the game. And I figured that's probably the biggest issue people had with Halo 5 is they didn't understand how it worked. And because they didn't understand it, they took time to learn how it works. They wrote it off from the beginning. And that's what some people just don't like the movement system right now, because they never took the time to understand how it works. So that's probably one of the biggest issues that plays against Halo 5 is people didn't take the time to figure out what the game was offering at that point, because it wasn't like how they used to it, and they just wrote off because they're nostalgia junkies. What most of them are. Some people just didn't generally like it, but like, yeah, it's just people they can't have open mind, just choose not to because it's not what they're used to at this point. And that's what I say because I've been going on too long.
Yeah, that's all right. That for the most of the time, you kind of just you don't talk that much. So when you have your moment, have your moment. So all right. So Lemon, what do you think about this, man?
First of all, let's get into their first strike. Halo 4 was amazing. It took the series in a whole new direction. It was the best multiplayer from 2. I don't even know why we sitting here talking about, oh, Halo fell off or the community complaining, because usually when a game falls off and the community complain, it reflects sales. There's been no sales decrease in Halo in not one of their titles. Every Halo beats the next in terms of generating money. So we sitting here talking about what they didn't do, what these strikes, the game was not well received. Well received compared to what? Every generation, a Halo generates more than $1.8 billion. Name another series doing that. Name one series doing that. One. Anybody.
Minecraft?
That isn't a multiplayer?
Minecraft is one game. That's not a series.
Well, they got series of games. They got, I mean, you know. They
come on, son. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
I got you.
Come on. We sitting here critiquing something. This dude don't have no credibility. They don't have the first strike. Halo 5 from the books was not a good story because people don't like change. That's a fact. Was Halo 5 bad? Compared to a Halo game, not compared to anything else in first-person shooters. You can't say
that's a really good point. That's a really good point. It's just like
Gears.
People in the chat,
what game
say that again because
Gears?
that was a really good point. I never really heard it brought that. Like I'm gonna have to bite that because if Bot talks about this tomorrow, I'm gonna have to take that. Say that again because that was good.
What game
that was
first-person shooter is Halo has lost anything to? You only can compare it to itself. Same thing with Gears. You only can compare Gears to itself. You can compare God of War to itself. If you compare another third over-the-top shooter or third-person shooter to Gears, what game competes with Gears?
Gears.
What game competes with God of War?
God of War.
Thank you. So when we sit here complaining like idiots about, oh, it wasn't as good as the last one because I like the Arbiter sneakers. Stop it. Stop. And this dude don't have no credibility. They didn't have a first strike with Halo 4. First of all, in the whole series, until 4, we ain't never seen those graphics. Never in a Halo game look like that ever.
Yeah.
Halo 4 looks. Halo 4
look at
looks,
it now
Halo
in the Master
4,
Chief Collection.
Oh, I mean, just Halo 4 without any enhancements look better than the remasters. The Last of Us and God of War 3.
No, it looks better than Reach. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it looks way better than Reach. It looks way better than Reach. Yeah,
so
way better.
When we get in here and we talk nonsense, I'm a Halo retard. I don't want to hear this. Oh, nobody's going to like every story. It's like people say, oh, people didn't like the Microsoft when they displayed the games. But when you go to their YouTube channel and you check those likes, there's way over the people that didn't like it. But you get all these people taking the minorities, since when minorities are popular, but you get out here and make the minority vote the majority vote. We got to stop. Ryan McCaffrey is bugging. They ain't got the first strike. The second strike, okay. Halo 5 is up in the air. You got people that like it. You got people that don't like it. I thought bringing that story into the Halo universe that the Halo fans would complain because Master Chief is the Incredible Hulk and the Wolverine and the Superman and the Batman of that universe. I can see why they complain. I can see. But when the game is over $2.5 million generated, ain't no flop. Ain't no game, no series is making that money every time out. This dude is bugging. Now, if they drop this after $500 million in 5 years in development, I could see there being a change. But not because what he's saying, because you can't play with those franchises. You can't play with Gears. You can't play with Minecraft. You got to keep bangers. Every major AAA title that comes out with a sequel has pressure on it. Halo ain't just got pressure. Every successful series has pressure. You think The Witcher 4 don't got pressure? You think that game don't got pressure after what they just did? Every game got pressure. We're not gonna make this a Halo situation. It is sickening to hear this. On a bad game, they make more money than everybody. A bad game? It's not a bad game. Best multiplayer ever. Millions of people play a month. Not 1,000. Servers are full. Rooms are full of entertained people. So where they fell off at? Oh, people didn't like the story. Yeah, but they still playing that multiplayer. Ain't nobody playing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Ain't nobody playing Spider-Man. Ain't nobody playing God of War. Ain't nobody playing none of that. And half of these other third-party titles that after you play single player and they multiplayer is garbage, nobody ain't playing. Gears, Forza, come on, man. Stop. Halo, multiplayer. Right after the game done, we got something else to do, and it keeps growing. I put on Gears the other day. Oh man, Coalition, y'all gonna my save gone, but we ain't gonna go through that. I gotta start the game over. But I went into the multiplayer.
Oh, we can run the campaign again? All right, let's go.
I went into the multiplayer. Yeah, we could do that. I went into the multiplayer.
I'll join y'all.
Wait, you went into the multiplayer without me, Lemon?
No. I was, first of all, I went into the multiplayer just because my single player game was over. My save gone. But let me get into what I'm saying. Sorry, PK. I went into the multiplayer. I ain't even know what the hell was going on. They got so many new modes and abilities. And I said, yo, this game has grown. I don't even know what this is. So when we say a game has fell off or it's not doing what they thought, let's not get crazy here. Let's not be spoiled brats, because Halo has never halted in sales. Never. And has never altered in terms of generating that bread. Because at the end of the day, that's why they're here. They're here to make that money. They put $500 million into Halo because they're going to get guaranteed at least a buck, 1.8 back. Guaranteed. That's a guarantee. That's going to be on the X and Series X. That's a guarantee.
And PC.
And PC. Guaranteed. They getting that money back.
You Charles Barkley on that guarantee.
Now they won't put. Listen. They won't put $500 million in Killer Instinct. They not retarded. But any of those big AAA titles that Sony wish they had those bangers financially, they're gonna put that money into. They're gonna get all that money back. And matter of fact, Halo, the first day made $475 million. Facts. Breaks every movie record. Every Halo has broken the movie weekend box off record to date. So what fell off? Let's get these numbers right. Every story ain't perfect, but let's not get crazy here.
And
let's not get crazy.
But the community, they like to use arbitrary metrics to prove that the game fell off, because they like to argue that either it's not the top performing games within the Xbox most played, or just other metrics like that. I'm trying to figure like, you have to understand.
They use Twitch and Stream. Yeah.
Do right now. Let's not even talk about how many more multiplayer games we have at disposal that we can play nowadays compared to back in early 2000s. because we have more games to choose from as far as multiplayer games than we did back like 10 years ago. Right now, top of that for entertainment, we're at Netflix streaming service right now, music, like everything is blossomed over the years right now.
Of course. But let me say this for the record. Let me give you a stat that's always stated about Halo. It's the only first-person shooter that sells that amount of units. There's only one title to beat it. Call of Duty. It's on 3 platforms. But for any single platform, Halo's king. King. Nobody's close. On a single platform, it's always Halo. It takes Call of Duty 3 platforms to sell more. And that's a fact. Nice. So when we talk about this Halo game, gotta have those Halo numbers. Because they about that smoke. If you want that smoke, line up at launch day. People buying a Halo. And it's gonna break numbers again. Again. There's been no Halo to falter at launch. I was out there midnight launch, Halo 2 talking trash, and there was 2 GameStops across the street. Me, my man Steve, my man Ronan, my cousin Chris, we out here in these streets. Dudes was talking trash on the line. Nobody was talking about, oh, I can't wait to play the single player. Everybody want to play multiplayer. Halo has revolutionized first-person shooting controls. Remember who Halo is. Let's not get crazy. All that is patented. All of the left analog to move, right on analog stick to aim came from Halo. It's patented from Microsoft. Everybody got to pay $1 to them. That's a fact. I'm done.
Excellent point. Now, I did want to kind of ask this one question while I break this down, because obviously this is the last topic of the night. So I do want to say this though. I'll be brief. I won't go into I called Thrash last night the Black Abe Lincoln because he went on a rant himself, and so I won't be on my Black Abe Lincoln. But I will say this for fans of Halo, for fans of any game, no one should ever deter you to feel another way. It doesn't matter if you get attacked from every angle. If you enjoy a game, you enjoy it. The peer pressure of so many people that will tell you that a game is this and that. Just all I'll say for the people that are all up on Halo and ready to pounce on it and to hate it just for anything. When we see this trailer, best believe whatever that they're going to show, there are going to be people that used to talk really great about Halo that now talks another way, and they're disrespected, and they're gonna make other people disrespected. And the sad case is there going to be other people out there that's going to disrespect. And the one thing that they're going to do, they'll do it with angles. Some people will try to be direct and say Halo sucks. It's fallen off. Nobody likes it like that anymore. It's not the same. But then you'll have those ones that you listened to and you thought that you could trust that's going to say it didn't meet my expectations. And if you fall for that, then that's a you problem. The one thing that you have to do is understand the expectations that is given is your own expectation. If you see that trailer and that shit is hot to you, then you make that shit known. You don't falter. The one thing that I've been seeing lately, what's going on with gaming, within the gaming social media, is that people are so quick to listen to when other people, even when with their own Xbox fans, they'll come out and they'll say, "Well, inside Xbox, man, it was cool." But when you saw everything that was shown during that show, if they were on podcasts together and things like that, man, this looks great. This looks hype. And then a couple of hours later, it wasn't the best. I mean, inside Xbox could have done better. They got peer pressured. They got pushed because they read comments. They listened to all this other stuff. Oh wow, thank you. I'm over here in my zone. Fierce, thank you so much. He said, even though I'm tired of Halo, this man is right. Hope this helps, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh man, and my boy Yobi, he hits me up. I'm gonna have to read that before we get out of here. Thank you, Yobi. But yeah, that's the thing. You have to be You got to be realistic, but you can't. But nobody. We're talking about gaming here. We're big ass kids here. This is a hobby. We should get happy for anything that we see. That especially if it's something that we excited for. Why is it that these same Ryan McCaffrey or any of these other people out here saying the same thing about said the same thing about God of War? Why God of War wasn't under pressure? Because Ascension was fucking terrible. Terrible. It
Say
was
it
so
again, K Mega. Say it
terrible.
again.
It was so bad that they kicked Jaffe off the game. They sit there and went with a whole different dude. The game did bad, even though I thought it was cool. I didn't like the online aspect of it. That and maybe they forced Jaffe's hand or something. I have no idea. But it wasn't, God of War 1, 2, and 3. But it still wasn't awful. It is like Lemon said, it's in competition with itself. And then when this God of War came, I'm like, whoa, what is this? I was on the fence of kind of like how the people are about the old school Halos and compared to what Halo 5 was and Halo 4. But I didn't go out and try to diss the game and say that nobody should buy it or support it. I said people should go ahead and if you are excited about it, play it. But it's not for me. I didn't include GRG Next Podcast or when I was with BGST at the time. I didn't include any of those people. So it makes no sense to me why anybody would, because it's going to happen, and it's going to be said right after the Xbox show is going to be displayed that there are going to be people that's going to tell you it's trash, and it could be the best damn show we've ever seen from Xbox or what we've ever seen in the last 5 fucking years, and you know it. Don't lie and say that I'm frauding the public or that don't you lie because you know that they're going to say it. And the people that they're going to, and the media is going to say something to twist something. There'll be a bullshit article and it's going to sit there just because they want the clicks and they want the console war to keep going. It makes no damn sense. Just be happy for the games. If it is awful, let's say that Xbox screwed the pooch on it, then let that shit be known too. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody will pile on. And then, yeah. But you know what's going to happen? Halo's still going to sell. Halo's still going to have millions of players on it, especially with them expanding the PC. So don't let that happen. Please. Have that energy. Keep that same energy. If you're excited for Halo like most of us are on this panel, stay excited for it. Especially if that shit delivers in the sense of what we think about what we've seen for the little trailer. I have no idea if that's what the game's going to look like or what. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But all I know is that I'm excited to see it, and if that shit blows my mind, I'm going to be capping that shit like every day hard. So, my last point to this is I'm asking a question to everybody, even the people in the chat. Now, if Halo Infinite makes the conclusion to Master Chief, what do you think that the direction of Halo should go? And anybody could jump in and could say that. What direction do you like? If this is Chief's last game, if this is the end of the saga for Chief and Cortana, where do you think Halo should go after that? Anybody got something for me?
You got to make it stick. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it in the next game. You're gonna kill him off.
You don't think they're gonna kill him off in this game?
You don't kill him off in 5. No, you don't kill off your characters in that. You don't kill off your main characters in. If you're doing trilogies, you kill them off at the end. If you're gonna kill them, you're gonna kill them off at the end.
Well, this will be the end of the trilogy. This will be the end of the 343 trilogy.
This is 5. This is 5.
No, it's not. This is 6. This is 6.
Damn, that's Halo 6.
Yeah, this is 6.
I don't think they'll kill him off. I think it'll be the end. You know what?
It's confusing. Hey.
The way they plan it.
Listen to the name of the game. Listen to the name of the game itself. Gotta gives an opening to it.
I don't think they will kill him off. Not right now.
Okay.
I don't think they'll kill him off. I think my theory is it's multiple Cortanas because it's a fragment of Cortana Halsey can make herself. If you played Halo Reach, Cortana was already on the Pillar of Autumn already. That was a fragment of her because she found some of the Forerunner tech and they found that Halo.
Yeah.
So they put that fragment together. I think in that Halsey's going to make her another fragment of Cortana to try to be like a Trojan horse. You might catch what you call it running Cortana. We don't know. You might catch Oni run because Oni. You got to think about Oni is like Section 31 in Star Trek. They do what the hell they want to do. They don't answer really to nobody.
Nice reference.
Yeah.
So they don't answer to nobody. So we don't know what's really going on. Now this is when they say infinite. I'm thinking, all right, her and Atriox make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And you forget, people don't understand.
A lot of people didn't play. A lot of people didn't play and finish Halo Wars 1 or 2. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then people don't understand. It's just not AI just went with Cortana. It's a bunch of humanity rolled with her too because of what the UNFC was doing.
Right.
The outer colonies that didn't like the UNFC. So it's just not like the AIs. If she builds up an armada, oh my God, I don't know what we gonna do. And
this man, he like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do to this? Man, he act like he's in this world now.
Because you got the cars. That's a super deck. So my thing is like, what you gonna apply? Like, do you go? I had somebody threw a theory. Well, maybe it's a hidden. They go find mimicking bias, and mimicking bias know some sleeping forerunners or something. It's gonna have to be something. I think it's gonna be epic. I don't think it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a whole lot of stuff. And that's why I said I don't.
What would make? But 100. What would make the best sign off ever? Than to have, because what you painting out is what I think that Halo Infinite is gonna be. It's gonna be a clash because we don't know how long Chief was out. We don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? All we know is that Team Osiris, Red Team, all these, everybody's.
They said that's I forgot what installation that is. But the thing about it is, we don't know if the banners the creative have control of that because parts of the Halo if it was contaminated, it can actually eject it and then come back together.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying
so that's why he got ejected.
Yeah, but okay. You get too deep in it. You get too deep in it. We got to simplify it. Like, hold down, calm down. I'm just asking a simple question in the sense of what would be better then if this is considered to be like the trilogy. Because I didn't even look at it from that standpoint, which it makes perfect sense. That it would be the trilogy and to really end Chief. Why would that? Yeah, I mean,
if it did, it's gonna have to be something. Something major.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, what you're describing is okay. Atriox, the Covenant. The Covenant is not gone anywhere. You got the Forerunners. You got Red Team. You got Banished. You got like I said, Atriox. You got Blue Team. You got Team Osiris. You got also the Infinity. Then you got the Flood that's going to come back. Like
the Flood ain't coming back.
The Flood's coming back. The Flood is coming back, Jack. That is a certainty. That is a certainty.
It's always the Flood, man. Just like in Die Hard movies, it's really.
Let me tell you what. Hold on. Let me tell you what. Well, 100. Let me tell you why the Flood is coming back. Because and if you haven't beat this game, I'm sorry, but I'm going to just give the ending to the Halo Wars 2. That scientist from the Red Team, came out at the end, and she opened up that portal, and a Guardian popped out of that bitch. Now remember that AI, which is another badass little thing, that chick AI that's in Halo Wars 2, she's dope as fuck.
Isabel.
Isabel, she's dope. Where they sit there and did that shit, where they lifted the ground up and made that shit dispersed. There were hold on, wait. There were flood on that shit with the Banish. There was flood in there.
Yeah, but you forgot
when that shit went up in there, and that
Banish opened it. Yeah, but the Banish opened that up.
100. Listen to what I'm saying,
you played
bro.
the DLC?
Yeah, I didn't finish the DLC, but hold on.
Yeah,
But
put
but
it in the
that but
DLC.
that's just talking about the brother. The brother's already dead. That's a prequel. That's a beginning of it. The brother's already dead because Atriox told his brother, "Hey, look, I told you don't fuck up again," and Atriox had to kill him. So that was beforehand. Oh,
Blood's coming back.
yeah, yeah.
That's to
The,
me.
the
That's to me.
flood is
That's to
coming
me.
back, and that's why. And the flood is coming back because of Red Team. I promise you that. And that's how the
Can I say
banish.
something? No. Can I
That's
say
how the
something?
banisher shit is gonna
Can I
come.
say
That's
something?
because
This
that's
is
that's
why.
helping it.
That-
What?
This is why Halo ain't going nowhere.
Right. This is absolutely right.
This is
Right.
the point.
Okay.
Cold
This is
hard facts.
exactly why.
Co-host.
Ain't
Okay. All
nobody
right.
talking about Uncharted like that, huh?
No, they're not. They're not. Okay, Game Down Sites. I'm sorry to see it. I was over here still at the spot where Yobi was at his thing. He said, if anything, I hope that they go adding Buck being a main character going forward if Chief is gone. Just my opinion. Buck, I think, is gone for good. I don't know if he's.
Buck has got his old. He got his old lady and the two of the members of his old ODS team. They all
Yeah.
Spartan Force now.
Yeah,
Alpha
Spartan
They're
Force.
going on.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going on a secret mission already. That's in the comic books.
So,
So people, that's why I say,
so if Buck comes back with a whole nother team, like I think that's what I'm saying. I hope the direction of where Halo goes is I support it. I support it 100% that they end Chief, so there won't be any more of this bullshit coming from these hardcore old school Bungie Halo fans. If you eliminate Chief and Cortana, that's it. They don't have anything else to fall up on just to say they hate the game now. And that's
well, Megan,
fine
what about
because they can
this?
progress the story like they're supposed to.
Well, Megan, what about this? Chief finally do this. I'm tired, G. I'm tired.
Yeah, I mean he could.
And I go and he walks away in the
He walk
sunset like
away
I'm
with
tired.
Katana, yeah, like
In
he
the
goes
sunset like
he
I'm
goes into
tired.
the
I'm
same
done.
realm as Katana,
Yeah,
or
I'm done. And
Cortana
then
comes
you
in a human
always got
form,
a
whatever the
team.
case may be.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
great.
you always got the option if you really need him, he can come back. But he's
Right,
like, I'm
yeah,
tired.
right.
I've been fighting I've been
This
fighting since
dude
I
is
was a kid.
old. He's
Yeah,
old.
he in his
Like,
50s.
yeah, and like we don't know how long he was out. So if they say he was out for 5 to 7 years, then that man's in his 60s. Come on.
I don't believe he's that.
You
No,
don't
I think
Because
you,
he's
you
no.
been
don't
Doctor since
I think they got. I
you
think
don't
they
you don't
went on.
think what? Huh?
I think they went on a fire team and they got ambushed and they ejected. They ejected Chief. Like, no, we ain't finna fight Chief. We eject him out of space.
And
But
most, I would say, late
No, they would have
30s,
killed his
early
ass if they
40s.
had a chance
because
to.
how will you know how to put Chief to get? How will you know how you know how to revive Chief?
He just
Wait, what are you talking about?
he just
Everybody
plugged him
know.
up.
You know how heavy that man is. That man is tons. He know how he's in a little ass. He used his lab. He knew what he did. He knew Chief power supply. So
Wait, hold on. Think of that, 100. It's like right now, Spartans right now are not as mysterious as they used to be back with Spartan
Right,
2.
right,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, but Chief
Spartan
is a Spartan. Chief is
they're
a Spartan.
novelty as
Chief's
like
got
already
new.
seen it.
Chief got new armor on, and Chief is using his old. Chief is using his old Mjolnir armor. You know what I'm saying? Chief armor. Chief is even his everything in him. It's not like everybody else. The Spartan 4s don't have what he has. He has top secret shit.
Yes, well, yes and no. Like the Spartan 4s are more so they're kind of the same. You can look at them
They're
the same
not
way
the
as
same.
always sees,
Force ain't got.
but
Chief can go kill every Spartan 4. And Blue Team can go kill every Spartan 4 in the New York Minute.
no, that's
Yes,
not.
they're not. They're not as powerful.
No.
You need to go. You have to educate yourself, G.
Hold on,
They're not as powerful. They're not. The thing about
Spartan
their
4 and their Gen 2 armor right now are on par with Spartan 2s in current armor.
No, they're not on par. I'll put it this way: they will wipe the hell.
It's literally
Okay.
been written that way.
It's canonical. They are on par with each other.
All right. I'm asking a question. We're going to left on
We're going left. We're going left.
I asked the question. Can you give me an answer? If not, then we can go ahead and sign off. But this is the question I'm asking. After Chief, if this is the one where they end Chief, or the next one, because I don't think that they're going to keep continuing to keep Chief. What do you think the direction should be for Halo afterwards? What could they go another genre? What kind of hero could they bring? Would they even do that? Like, what direction do you think that Halo would go at that point? Anybody
Oh,
got
they should
something to
open
say
the
on that?
floodgates at this point for storytelling. Like, don't only focus on Spartans, different Spartan teams, ODSTs, strike pods, tactical games. They can really do what they can if they do this execute it right. They can really open up the doors to different storytelling and
Yeah,
different
I will open
genres.
Yeah, I will have an RPG
Tell
Halo.
different stories and different characters in the universe. It is bigger than Master Chief. Like, they
Right.
can really do that after Infinite.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Live.
well, no, I'm saying I would have an RPG Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a tactical something similar to Halo 5 with the squads,
Mm-hmm.
but that'd be based on what it is. Probably be Halo Osiris, and it would just be like Halo Osiris mission be on, or Buck or whoever, you know what I mean, whatever is squad based. So it'll still be first person, probably, make sure that it's four player teams and whatnot. I would have one that's third person, more so like an action adventure game. Maybe you follow around either you follow around
What up, Monkey Punch?
a Spartan or an elite like Arbiter
Mm-hmm.
on some kind of mission, or maybe you even go with somebody like go the way of what's his name, Atriox. You kind of tell his third person. So think of Atriox, God of War type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Except for you're not just walking around with an axe, you got guns and shit.
Right.
And you or even I'm gonna say this Atriox meets Middle Earth, because you're trying to build up your team, right? That's the whole thing of Atriox. He's building his legend to go back and take down the elites and basically be the ruler of everything.
Yo, you know how fire that would be? Like a game similar to Shadow War with Atrax setting. You're recruiting different brutes and at least different like remnant factions of the Covenant to
That would be
bolster your
dope.
army of banished, bro. You know, fire that shit.
That would be dope. And see another thing, and then yeah, like in the enemy would be like regular Spartans, and like big bosses would be Spartans, and then you would have like regular, yeah, and
They
then
could take the armor
and Covenant,
Covenant,
yeah,
UNSC, insurrections, bro.
Yeah, because you would have
yeah,
to start from
Pirates, come on now.
you have to
yeah,
start from the beginning when he's like first like kind of weak, and before he gets all the upgrades to
Well, he was
his
already a
armor.
beast even when he was a youngster. He became
No.
the
But I'm saying
Covenant
like
banished him because he
you
was,
start from
yeah.
the beginning, like when he's
Oh,
young, family gets ripped away and that shit, and everybody gets recruited, basically putting it, enslaved and all that shit. They should show all that shit, so
okay.
you know exactly why he hates them.
Well, he
And
hates the Covenant. Yeah.
make sure you got the big weapons. I would add monsters in that shit. A lot of the shit that we hear of that we don't really see. I would add a lot of that shit. Because and all his show how he's they become so tech savvy and build all.
The best thing to do is once Halo Infinite is let's say it's Halo Infinite and Master Chief is gone. If that's if that's what's going to happen, but if he's gone, then when you make the next game, do it in the same kind of realm. I love the aspect of an RPG. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it like a turn based, but make it an RPG. So the game can be longer, broader, because they were going to do a Halo RPG, but Don Matrick shot that down, and then you can start going through other people's backgrounds. We start learning more about Team Osiris, each individual. We start learning more about Atriox. We start learning more about Blue Team, Red Team, everything else that's out. And then how you can do it is have you make your own protagonist like they do in Mass Effect. And
Matter of fact, I got to give Vink too. I forgot about that. That is the word
what?
on the street. They're going back to Reach.
Yeah. No, that is the word on the street. Yeah, they're supposed to be going back to Reach, and that's where Chief is supposed to. That's why it because that's how it all started. So that's how it's going to end, and that's what I'm saying. So I think if you just look at the name itself, Halo Infinite, that's kind of like Master Chief Forever, but it's time to move on, and then get rid of all the stands that constantly is bitching and moaning about Chief. We're going to expand this shit, and we're going to do it, and we don't care if you like it or not, because I guarantee you it's Halo. I hear so many people bitching about Destiny, and how they have a problem with it. It gets broken, it's issues, it's this, it's that. But you know what? They still go back to Destiny. And I don't have no doubt in my mind that there will be still people going back to Halo once Chief is gone. It's just how are they going to do it? And if they do it and I say kind of like in a Master Chief type of, I mean not Master Chief, but a Mass Effect way where you create your character.
Oh
But
man.
he has his own. But he has his own. But he's still like how everybody called him Shepherd. But you know what I'm saying. But he still was impactful in that world, and all the stories was still impactful because Don totally dissed. He said that would be terrible. I want to have just plain characters that I can feel. I'm like, bro, Mass Effect, you felt all those characters. That's why I liked Outer Worlds because it also you created that character. You don't have to see the face in order to relate to that character because you know that character is the new protagonist. Because I think if they try to bring anybody to get the mantle to be passed, they're going to be hated right off the bat because they'll never equate to Chief. So I don't know. That's my point. That's my point on that. So anybody else got anything to say before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, I just wanted to say I really don't think in the end that they're gonna kill off Master Chief, but I think that they will take him out of the equation. So how can they do that? Well, there's multiple ways to do that, but they don't. But that doesn't have to involve, with his death, because the Spartans are supposed to represent the next point in evolution, right? And the Master Chief seems to be at the forefront of that. The librarian supposedly unlocks something in his genetics, something or other. So I think eventually he's gonna evolve into something more than just human, and he won't be.
Yeah, he won't be Chief. Yeah.
He just won't be around anymore. He's not dead. He's just something more, and he's not around anymore. So, somebody else has to fill his shoes. Now, who can they pick? It doesn't matter who they pick. The reaction is still going to be the same no matter what happens. So they're just going to have to move with whatever they want to do in the future and just take. Because if this is the choice they're making, they can't avoid that. Apparently, they just can't avoid, the reaction, the negativeness that is going to come with a potentially, positive change. So,
yeah, all right, good stuff. Good point. Yeah, I damn Yobi, I was trying to get to it, but it won't let me go all the way up for some reason because I was going to read what you posted. I'm sorry, Yobi. I should have get it, but it was good discussion. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. 108 Dragons, where can they find you at, man?
Well, you can find me at 108 Dragons TV on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And for those people out there that's interested, in June, I will be giving away a copy of Last of Us 2. All you got to do is like and subscribe, get on one of my videos, my current videos, and say why you think you should win this game or what makes you the fan of the series. And you'll be entered to win. Old and new subscribers. It's not just new subscribers. Just keep that let's just stay with that fact right there. But yeah, 108 Dragons TV on everything, man. Thank you for everybody coming out and listening to us. Ramble, fight, scramble, and getting this job done. Facts.
No doubt. We still hit 3 hours. I knew the Halo shit was gonna be good though. 100, you didn't leave because you was passionate. Where can they find you at, bro?
At the local pub if it's open.
No, you can't be in a local pub.
Shit out here. We don't follow the rules. I showed y'all the freeway the other day. All the damn everybody on fuck, man, motherfuckers. But no, man, y'all can find me on Inchwell, man. I ain't hard to find. I don't know why you be thinking I'm hard to find. Everybody know me.
Yeah, they
I'm the one that get drunk on the boat and get drunk in real life.
But you ain't sociable. You need to get sociable. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so people can hit you up. So people can hit you up and have you on their podcast. 100 said, "Look, you'll go on anybody's podcast."
I get on their podcast and I destroy them, and they don't want me on their podcast.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about those type of podcasts. We're talking about just any podcast. 100 said he's available.
I get invited to a lot of them. I just send it sometimes. I say no more. I ain't a podcast. You a podcaster. You do 35 million podcasts a day.
About 30 million, no?
Yeah, you do. Man, you remember you used to do 3 of them in one day.
Are you what? 3 in one day? What are you talking about? 3 in one day.
Remember you used to do 3 of them in one day.
3 in one day. Go ahead and tell me what 3 I did in
Matter
one
of fact, no, you did 2 in one day. You used to do something, or you'll go back to back to back to back.
I've done an equivalent of maybe 4 in a week, but I haven't. But it's very rare that I do
I
2
ain't
in
got
one.
the time
2
for
or 3.
doing
I mean
all that.
3 in one day.
It's
That
I mean,
that has to
I
be
like to play
E3
video games. I like to
coverage or
social
something like
with
that.
real guys.
Yeah. Huh? What'd you say?
You say I get on podcasts? Let me sure I ain't gonna get about it now. But y'all
You
can
get.
find me on the interweb, man, and you know I'll just be sitting back, chilling. You can catch me on Xbox Live. You gonna be scared to come to my parties? Yeah, we be talking some crazy stuff.
Yo,
sometimes.
man, come on. You two knuckleheads. Come on,
See?
man.
Oh, whoa, what you in a hurry for? You ain't gonna do nothing but go to bed.
I'm playing Call of Duty.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to go to
I
work
was
tomorrow.
playing Halo
It's
Reach,
not
but I
like you
can't
ain't
hit
got.
the
It
stream,
ain't
so
like
I
you got
cut
to
it
go to
off.
work tomorrow.
Mix up finna go play Pac-Man 256. It's Pac-Man 40th
Ah, Pac-Man, you need to be playing.
anniversary.
We need to be playing some of
Check
that
me
Madden
out.
and streaming.
I am for the streaming. I'm got my mix. Go right now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna set up my stuff for tomorrow. Definitely
Okay.
do something.
And I'm playing
Okay.
Pac-Man 2. It's the 4-year anniversary of Pac-Man. Yeah, and I'm 40 years old. So what? And I've been playing Pac-Man. So
Well, your outro is
40
long for
years.
somebody that always telling
ain't
everybody else that some.
nobody can beat my score. Anybody want to try to beat my score? Let's go.
Oh
Uh-oh.
my goodness! All right.
Challenge.
Pac-Man 256.
I'm not worried about that. The only thing I'm worried about is
Yeah,
me and
me
you and
either.
Madden again. All right, so
You
let
get
me
that smoke too.
you don't
Got me
want
this
this.
time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you again
You
too.
can't be drinking 100 because when you be losing, you don't. Oh, that don't count.
Yeah, don't count. No, he
Yeah.
wasn't drinking. He wasn't drinking like that on those 3 games we played when he
Because
last played.
Yeah,
I
you
need to
owe
get back
me.
into
You
that.
owe me.
Okay,
You got
anyway,
beat by a scrub.
get this. We got people that gotta get out here. PK, where can they find you? Hold on, PK. Hold on. I'm sorry, I gotta do this. I promised I was gonna do this. My boy Dragonheart Yobi, he brought it back and he says, "Listen, suckers." Big K Mega, aka the secret power
Oh, here we
source
go.
behind the Saiyans, aka gaming's greatest gift, aka the heartbeat of gaming itself, aka the world's greatest human that ever exists. Hey, motherfucking Mega suckers. I love it.
So your mom and pop is not the greatest humans that's lived?
My pops ain't.
Damn.
My pops ain't. My mom is. I
No,
don't know my
not you. I'm
pops.
talking about Yobi.
Oh yeah, no. He's saying that. He said. You know what I'm saying?
It's my
What?
guy.
Yeah, you gotta leave Yobi alone, man. Yobi gonna come over there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna when he jumps all over you, man. And I ain't
Yo,
gonna do nothing. I'm gonna say, look, that man took enough of a beating, and I'm gonna just pull Yobi
that's
off.
my guy.
All right.
My guy. He
PK,
supports my brother.
PK, where can they find you at, brother? Sorry for these knuckleheads, man. They're keeping you long. I know you got things to do, man. You got children, you got wives, you got I said not wife, wives. You got wives, you got
He about to get him put out.
yeah, all right. She's like, what? Where can they find you at, brother?
You can find me here every Friday at GRG and at PKX Live on Twitter.
Nah, he's quick. He was like, "Oh man, my old lady's watching this." I was like, "Man, okay, so I'm not gonna get no more."
You like, baby, that dude been drinking.
That booty. You know what? I was very slow on the drinking of this because this shit is potent. Anyway, Op, where can they find you at, bro?
They, of course, from here on GRG every Friday, on Smash Podcast every Saturday night, and Twitter at Operation Alpha.
That's it.
That's enough.
It's the same thing every week we talk about. That's it.
I'm just saying. I mean, can you tell us a little bit? What's your nationality?
Next.
All right. Anyway, okay. Listen, don't look at that picture because that picture's not real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's Scandinavian. All right. So, Six Layer. Where can they
Yes,
find you at?
sir. All right. So, first of all, 100. Shit, I was gonna say something here. I fucking forgot. So
100 left. 100 left.
He left? Oh, fuck.
Oh
man.
yeah, he left. That's
He
why I went
jumped
to
on
him second.
256 real quick.
He
Oh
jumped
yeah,
on
yeah,
Pac-Man
yeah. That's what
quick.
it was about. I'm 4 years old too. So happy birthday to Pac-Man. I'm gonna rock that Miss Pac-Man triple banana bitch. But anyway, man, y'all can find me everywhere. Great games are played, except for that Switch just yet. And you can find me on Twitter. I'd be posting a little something here and there. But of course, most of all, you can find me here every Friday, 9:30 Eastern, and whatever other times. Eastern time's the only time that matters as far as I care. Ooh. Right here on this GRG. 108 Dragons
sound-
represent.
You sound like a little troll out there in Connecticut, man. You know what I'm saying? There's only one time. That's the Lord's time. And that is Central Time. Never forget where you came from, boy. Anyway, so thank you guys for coming
Central
on, man.
Africa.
What? I know, but that's still Central Time in my book. Central Time's African time. Shut your ass up. Anyway, all right. We are out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, I understand it's Memorial Weekend. I know it's time to party, but no, the
Nobody
hell it's not.
partying.
Yo, yeah,
Please
there's
be
people out there.
Stay your asses home.
It ain't time for the pants off
Stay
dance,
home.
y'all.
Get a
Stay in your yard. If
All
you
y'all
got
got-
drink in
all
the
y'all need to be
crib.
doing is
Barbecue in your
just-
backyard.
yeah,
Stay your ass off them beaches that
barbecue and-
they
and,
trying to open.
And just hunch or watch some, you know what I'm saying, Pornhub or something. Don't get to it.
Get
Don't go
infected
into
off.
yet.
Please,
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
want to get that. None of y'all. None of y'all.
Yeah, I don't want nobody getting infected, man. That'd be horrible. So anyway, everybody have a good one. Another 3-hour show up and in the books. It's just like it's clockwork, baby. Everybody else is doing it. You know what I'm saying? GRG was doing it. People saying, yo, podcast going too long. Now I see everybody else's podcast going just as long. And now everybody's like, they're comfortable with it. So good. Let's do it. Let's keep going. All right. Peace. Good stuff.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.